Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the MinnMax Show, a place about games, friends, getting better. I'm Ben Hansen, joined by Leo Vader.
Yes, sir. Today's the day.
The big day that you listen to this, joined by Kyle Hilliard.
Hello, we did it.
We have done it already. The rest is just dessert. Jeff Markifavas here.
Who, me?
That's right. The cherry on top. Welcome, everybody. We got a fun episode for you here. Haley McLean is going to be joining in a little bit, sharing some final spoiler-free thoughts on Pokémon Pokopia. But before all that fun, we're going to be talking about Crimson Desert. Hell, right? Talking about this desert stuff. Screamer, the racing game I've been looking forward to for 30 years. It's okay. We're going to talk all about it, Leo. Then back half of the show, we have some wonderful community questions that have been submitted absolutely everywhere this week. If you're tuning in, you're saying, hey, why aren't they talking about stuff from the Xbox Partner Preview? We're recording before that dropped and stuff. So if there's huge stuff, we'll be talking about that next week on the podcast. But Jeff Markey,
except for Leo. Leo won't be discussing it.
He refuses.
He made very clear that he is removing Xbox from his brain. Is that how you phrased it?
Right. I assume you're talking about Xbox. I don't hear the word anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You got it.
Your mic cut out there, Kyle?
I understand.
Jeff, I'm on Bonus Pod this week, which is available to everybody, by the way. We're doing a free week here at MinnMax. And so if you check out the description for this podcast, there's going to be links to Bonus Pod, which is normally our Patreon exclusive podcast, the unedited version, the Backstage Pass version of the MinnMax Show, the very episode you're checking out. So if you want to see what that's like, what people at this Naylor tier experience every single week, you can check out the description for more free links and stuff. But in Bonus Pod, Jeff, when we talked about how we got some exciting stuff on the horizon here at MinnMax, including MinnMax Spotlights, which is where we visit game studios, travel around the world, learn a little bit, have insightful visits, basically an informational travelogue. A travelogue where you learn a lot about game development is the idea with MinnMax Spotlights. And so we have several on the books, which I'm very excited about. Tickets have been booked and all this. Specifically, one that I want to kind of plant some seeds for, we'll be sharing more information on Patreon about this very soon, is Jacob Geller and I are going to be going to Spain in early April for a MinnMax Spotlight, visiting a studio that I'm very curious to learn more about. We talked about the studio a little while ago on the MinnMax Show, if you want to piece some stuff together. But specifically, we're going to be hosting a community meetup in Spain, in Valencia, Spain, on Tuesday, April 14th in the evening. And so let us know if you think you can make it to that. If you are in the Valencia region, because this meetup's either going to be 3 people or 30 people. I feel like most meetups we've had have shockingly been like 30 people, but it's one of those things of like, I don't know, Valencia, Spain? Are there people around there that would travel in the evening of Tuesday, April 14th? So leave a comment on YouTube, send us a post on Blue Sky, comment on Instagram, wherever you want to get in touch. I'm just curious to see if we can get a ballpark for what that number is going to be like before we share the location and more details there on Patreon. Jeff, you want to come to Spain with us?
Oh, how much I would love to just pick up and go to Spain.
Have you gotten a vacation since the second kid came around? Have you had like a decent break at any point?
We've gone on vacations, but the kids come with us.
That's the thing. That's the kicker.
That's the mistake.
Are you taking your kids to Spain when you go?
No, we talked about it for a little bit, but I'm like, it's just going to be stressful for everybody. And every time that I'm like filming stuff, I'm going to feel guilty about you all wandering the streets by yourself or hanging out in the hotel room without me. So it probably doesn't seem like a clean thing. So it's just going to be Jacob and I going on an elaborate adventure.
So Jacob's going to be your kid.
He's going to be my kid and my wife and my baby girl. He's going to be everything kind of combined into one. It's going to be pretty sweet. Here's the thing, everybody. We also have something exciting going on, which is if you want to help support MinnMax directly on Patreon at even the $2 tier, you jump in this week before Monday, March 30th, and I will personally DM you on Patreon with a Steam code for Perfect Tides Station to Station, everybody. A game that we talked about earlier this year, one of Jacob's favorite games from 2026. Leo, I know you've been digging it as well, right?
Yes, played through an easy moment of the year the other night.
Oh, interesting. All right, so it's definitely going to be a big talker throughout the year. So you can jump in and get one of the best games released in 2026 so far. Jump in even that $2 tier, or if you upgrade your tier, you want to try the $5 tier, try the $10 tier, I'll DM you a Steam code for Perfect Tides Station to Station. Thanks to Meredith Grant for sending
Stranger
that over.
than fiction.
That's right. Crimson Desert is a fascinating, bizarre game. Jeff, you in particular, I know you like your open world games, and you were so early on this one as the hype was building over the years, and people are just getting more and more excited about it.
As in, like, I asked about it like 2 weeks ago.
But it's rare, I feel like.
Which I think people have been following for a lot longer, the people who have been excited for it.
But it's rare for you to be like, gimme a code for that. I am so eager to jump into Crimson Desert. And then Leo also has been jumping in. Kyle's been playing this. I streamed a little bit. It's on MinnMax's Stream Archives channel and stuff. Big, ambitious open world game from Pearl Abyss, who you might know, of course, as the upcoming developers of Doke V, the game we've been trying to figure out what happened to since 2019 when that trailer first revealed. But Black Desert Online, all that stuff. It has been, I don't know if you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. I'm just like seeing the world try to process what this game is and where the hype is at, because sales are through the roof. Like, it sold 3 million copies. It's got hundreds of thousands of concurrent Steam players, but it's like a big, messy game where the review spectrum is just like 10s to 4s. It's just absolutely everywhere on this thing. But Jeffem, how is it actually jumping into Crimson Desert?
Fascinating was the right word. I feel like the more time that I spend thinking about it, like I think it's what I want from an open world game at this point, which is like a weird, big, unique swing in terms of game design. Like that is like so far from kind of the established Ubisoft style of open world game that like everybody else has kind of honed design towards, you know? And so like the reverse of that is, yeah, there are a bunch of big rough edges on it and like some wild design decisions, but I think at this point, like I want something that feels weirder and different that I can like really sink my teeth into. I don't know that Crimson Desert is ultimately that game. Like there are some, like, the game needs to cook more, and I was to the point where I was done with it. And then Kyle said, "Hey, they just put out a patch that helps somewhat with it."
What are you playing on? Excuse me. What are you playing on, by the way? I don't mean to like.
I'm playing on base PS5.
Base PS5,
which was already a thing of contention before the game came out, because there were a lot of fans who were like, "Just show us base PS5 footage. Yes. You have not done that. Why aren't you doing that?" And they kind of said, "Oh, we will. We'll show it to you before, you know. You'll have time to make your decision about whether you want to buy it or not when you see it." And I think something probably came out at the last moment. I don't even know. But it ran really rough. It's somewhat better with after the new patch. I'm glad I'm not Digital Foundry, because like figuring out what is wrong with this game as a PS5 gamer has really twisted with my head, because I think the performance mode, they say it's running at 1080p, and I don't think it is. Like, I think it's the resolution is lower, and they're probably like upscaling it in some kind of stupid way, because it is so blurry that like
it's weird. Yeah.
Krill's beard looks really funky. Like, I'm playing it on performance on Xbox Series X as well. The Microsoft console, Leo. And it's that's an interesting way to put it, Jeff, because it does, you're right. It does not feel crisp, but it does run better, certainly. Yeah. Yeah,
and trees in the background look wonky. There's a lot of wonky visuals, even on PC. And I was playing, I saw on Steam it's like 140 gig download or 130. It's like some absurd number. So I was like, this is actually a perfect case for like GeForce Now. I'm just going to stream it. Not a sponsored stream, but like that seems like let me just click through and actually play this thing and not take up a majority of my hard drive at this point.
Yeah. And so like usually I'll play performance mode on whatever, because I've gotten to the point where I appreciate the frame rate more. And usually in most games, like that's not an issue. And here it was like, okay, this is so blurry that like I'm having trouble even following what is happening. The game is already kind of obtuse to get into. Yeah. And it's like when I can barely make out characters' faces, this just feels wrong and weird. So I
You do that cat
and
where you follow the cat. Did you do that like early mission?
uh-huh.
That was I was playing it on hard mode.
To that level?
That weird resolution.
The other two modes, balance and quality or whatever, were basically unplayable at the beginning. Like as soon as I switched to those, the frame rate was so bad that I could like feel a migraine starting in real time. But since the patch, like those are playable, but I still can't tell the difference between balanced and quality. So I've just been playing on quality. The frame rate has been good enough. Also, in performance mode, the smooth,
I don't care about the performance of this free patch.
Sorry, but people, this is exactly what people wanted.
But it's
to know
irrelevant now. They've already patched
what they didn't
it.
get to see. Yeah. So they can jump in and buy it and find out for themselves, or we can talk about it for 5 minutes, Hanson. The performance mode. The frame rate isn't smooth anyways. It's all choppy anyway. So it's not worth it at all. If you are sensitive to frame rates, like there's no good answer on base consoles at this point.
Yeah.
Is what I wanted to get to. Everything else I have been intrigued by. The controls are something we definitely have to talk about. Hopefully we won't get too granular on that for your taste too.
Well, if they patch the controls to change, then I don't think it'd be too granular.
Yeah, but it's worth discussing because it is a strange element of this game that it's so dense and there's so much in it that it does feel overstuffed, both in terms of like how the game performs, which it has improved since the patch, but is still struggling, and then also just like the design and sort of the way it directs the player is just it just feels excessive without purpose to a certain degree. And like the thing, I've seen a lot of people complain about like the lack of context and the narrative shortcomings for like why you're doing things. And I'm not so much bothered by that. I don't really mind just heading to an X on the map in an interesting looking world, right? Like and you can literally fast forward the cutscenes. Like you can hold down A and fast forward the cutscenes, which I love. They took that obviously from Mario and Luigi, which I've always been appreciative of. But yeah, I really wanted to get to the point of being able to fly. Like that was important to me to like at least get that. And that would kind of be where I draw the line. And like, I don't know. It's one of those games where like I play for like 5 or 10 minutes. Jeff, maybe you feel the same way where I'm kind of like, I don't really want to keep doing this, I think. And I'll turn it off and I'll come back a couple hours later and be like, you know, I think I do kind of want to see where that left off. Like it keeps pulling me back in, but while I'm playing it, I'm not having a good time. Does that make sense? You guys ever run into that?
I'm having more fun after a couple hours, and after I figured out a mode to play on, I was able to get into it a little more. Like the controls are all over the place. It very much feels like a developer who made a giant MMO that a ton of people played for many years, and they're trying to figure out how to make an open world single player game, but it has some of that DNA. It reminded me a lot of Where Winds Meet, which we haven't really talked about, but that was another like big MMO that I jumped into, and it's like there's so many systems. I appreciate the fact that there are as many systems and it is as dense as it is. But parts of this feel like they're just trying to reinvent the wheel for no reason. And the basic movement mechanisms are when you hold a direction on the analog stick, you walk at the speed of that, like most games just completely ignore. It's like walking around State Fair, Minnesota speed of just like you are wandering slowly, and then you hold in a button in order to jog. I think you have to hold it in. I don't know if you can toggle it.
You can tap it,
and then you repeatedly tap to sprint, which you know kind of feels like throwback to old GTA, like San Andreas in a fun way.
But I'm sorry, the new GTA is still old GTA, Leo. That was 2013. You got to remember.
Right. Yeah. But and then people have complaining a lot about the jump. And one of the people have seemed to think it's like, oh well, the animation's sluggish. I've heard a lot of people condemning Red Dead 2, which I do not condone, of like, oh, it's animation first. They say these jackals who talk about it that way. But like, I think the problem is if you're holding in the run button and then you press the jump button, you do not jump. Like, you have to let go of the run button and not be touching any other buttons in order to press the jump button and have the jump button actually make you jump, which is just insane and shouldn't happen.
Yeah, you cannot run into a jump. Like, you cannot be running and leap, which is like,
yeah, you have to like tap, 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 and then do the other one.
Call me an idealist, but I don't think there's any need to go any deeper into the controls besides saying jump and pick up are the same button. That's just the core issue. It's there's other parts of this game that are working, but it's not going to be a classic, and it's because the jump and interact buttons are the same.
You do a lot of jumping and having to hold in the button just to interact with something or pick something up. You will go to a corpse and then you will jump next to it because you didn't hold the button.
No. That's a character decision. Krill is just excited to be getting stuff. He's just like leaping for joy.
And he's trying to do it with his feet. He's trying to like open chests with his feet and stuff.
I will say, playing on console with a controller, I do like the sort of holding down left bumper to sort of focus in on what you want to pick up. Like, that's kind of a little touch. And I'm like, okay, that works when it's like when you have a million things you can pick up, but you still want to keep it third person and you don't want to play with a mouse. Like, I feel like that's pretty good solution,
Yeah, the focus button in general I find interesting because it does give you a layer of granularity. You can use it basically anything that you're focusing on. You can kick at any time, including characters. You use it to like focus on a specific character to talk to them, and then like it layers into a bunch of different mechanisms of like you can hold your sword up and then you can blind people with the light. But when you're not in combat, you also use that to like find points of interest on the map. And there's just a ton of different mechanisms. The thing that I like the most about the game, and maybe I should have led with that, and I think what is most interesting is performance mode. There are a ton of different abilities that you get, like genuine gameplay abilities that you are unlocking, and it does it in the coolest way. Like, I want this in every open world game now, an RPG. And Where Winds Meet did this as well, where you have the big sprawling skill tree with all the different abilities on there that you can pay for, or if you see someone or something happening in the world, you can learn it directly from that.
That's so cool.
And so like there's an early boss fight that I don't think you can skip it. It's one of the early missions, but like there's a big knight named Matthias who wants to fight you. He calls you out in the middle of this town center, and you go out there and you fight him. And as I was fighting, he did this jumping flying kick at me, and as soon as his head or as his foot hit my head, the game froze and like zoomed out into my mind palace, and it was like, oh, I just learned how to do a flying kick. And from that point on, like, you hold in a button and you can run and you kick someone and they go flying in the same way that happened to you. And that's just like how you learn that move. And that's super cool. And then you don't have to pay
to me
for
in that
it.
boss fight, actually, which is kind of surprising. Like, that sounds like a core. Like, that was almost sounded like it was the boss tutorial for how to get that. But that's kind of interesting that I didn't receive that.
But you killed him too hard.
That's too good.
That's right.
You get it?
Yeah. So it's like interesting. Lots of interesting stuff like that. There is a whole other map layer of floating islands, like straight out of Tears of the Kingdom,
It's
I
wild.
guess. And all like that seems to be the puzzle layer on top of the kind of action gameplay layer. And I don't care about it. And it's really weird. It mixes in like a bunch of sci-fi stuff. Like you're moving around cubes to activate computers, basically. And even when you load into the game, like you walk through the Matrix as this character, as Cliff. Right. Like you're walking through the Matrix in order to get to
Assassin's Creed sort of coded. Like, it just reminds me of it,
It's like they need that framing so they can cram more stuff into this game. Like, at a certain point, kind of the medieval facade would fall apart, but it's like if we just have a layer of sci-fi, then it's like we can stitch a bunch of different components together into this mess of a game that we want to make.
Yeah, and it's like the puzzles aren't that interesting though. I don't want to do put a cube on a platform kind of puzzles. But like that first island that you do is when you do get the ability to fly afterwards. And it's like, well, that is more than enough reward for me going through that.
I mean, that is like the glide and like the black looking cape thing. That's what you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
With the flying? Yeah, because I remember like, every time we've seen this game and a trailer for it at the Game Awards or some Keighley event, it's always just like, wait, what is this game? Because every shot is just something different. And then you see somebody flying in some weird cape. And like you mentioned Tears of the Kingdom, but that is, I think, kind of the magic and part of the mystery for why this game is selling so well is just like, I think every clip people see on TikTok or every trailer, there might be something else that might grab their attention. Like, oh, there's floating kingdoms, or floating islands like Tears of the Kingdom. And then they basically just have the Ultra Hand from Tears of the Kingdom. And then there's a grappling hook. And then there's flying. It is just everything rolled into one. And so everybody can find something to be like, sold. You got me, Pearl Abyss. I'm jumping in.
All the different abilities. And then there's apparently 2 other playable characters that I'm waiting to get to.
God.
Like the style of, one is the big orc guy from the beginning. And so I guess he's like more brutish. And then there's a female character that I think is a little, kind of faster, roguish type of character. But it's just, there's so much there. It's kind of hard to interact with just from a control scheme, on top of the fact that there are a bunch of performance issues the speed at which they got out the first patch is, has me hopeful that they will, if they can keep patching things at that speed, then hopefully they can get it into a little better state.
It's been running amazing on my PC. I always recommend people get sponsored by NVIDIA if they want their games to look good. It's really,
get
really
the most
helps.
powerful graphics card that there is.
Yeah, it's really a powerhouse and has that element going for it, where it's like it's just a really pretty thing to do. And I think the quantity over quality, perhaps, I could see that hitting for people. Like I understand the divisiveness for that reason. There's just every quest has a like AAA quality cutscene, even if there's barely anything going on. Like that stuff is really impressive, even if it's a little mid-writing. I don't know. Every character seems to like, it's just the cutscenes are long and they don't say anything. There's lots of back and forth where people repeat themselves.
Yeah.
And if you are content being in that world, because it is a beautiful fantasy world and there's all sorts of different like sized creatures around, like, giant trolls hanging out in town. That stuff is so fun. And you can talk to all of them and gift to all of them or threaten them, and the ambience is really good. The music is like paints a perfect fantasy picture. I could see this being a really comfy world to be hanging out in.
Yeah.
And if you like that, then the breadth of things is probably a total benefit to you to spend more time in this level of world. But yeah, it's kind of a lot of filler for me.
It is funny. Like, I heard so many people be pretty down on it. Reviews all over the place. People are like, the boss fight sucked. Narratively, it's just a mess. Nothing's really strung together. There's no real momentum or motivation for a lot of these things that you're doing in the game. And then jumping in to play it myself, like I wasn't expecting to be as taken by the world as I was, where it was just like, all right, they want me to go into this town, infiltrate the town. I don't want to do that at all. I want to run to the top of the mountains and climb up that tower, because you can climb anything, a little Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom style, right? And then like along the way found like a baby goat and picked up the goat and just made my own game of like, I'm going to bring this goat to the top of that tower and see if I can climb this mountain and do it.
And just leave it there.
Well, yeah, but it was genuinely breathtaking, which I feel like we're all kind of numb to open worlds at this point. But like getting to the top of a mountain and looking out at this world, being like, oh my God, this is huge. And there are a lot of locations that I want to go to. And Leo, don't say your usual thing, but like genuinely playing this, I was like, oh my God, like if I was 11 and this was my first open world game, you would not be able to not convince me that this is the greatest game of all time. Like there's an angle for it just being like, it's not as polished and messy, but I think this is going to hit for a lot of people and be like, the game where you can do everything? That's the best game ever.
Yeah, that's fair. And like younger players are much more forgiving for like pacing than we are, right? But like it's so dense that I wonder if like a younger player, despite being enamored with the possibility of it, would be like sort of hit a wall of like I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I ran into a thing early on where like it was like almost like the first mission where you like wake up after you die and like there's that character who's like, hey, let's get on the horse and follow me. And he even has that moment where he's like, hey, isn't this beautiful? And I'm like, yeah, I'll give it up for sure. And I took that spot to like go and start like doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I got in a fight and like I died. And it put me back into that mission. And I was like, oh, okay, let me just do this mission so I can get back to the open world stuff. And the guy walked up the hill and he's like, I got a horse for you. And the horse like wasn't there, right? Which I was like, oh, weird bug. Okay. And so I just killed myself to like reset. And the horse still wasn't there. So like, which is like, and what had happened was it had given me the ability to like call my own horse at that point, but like it wasn't resetting it back to that starting point. So I had to like figure out how to call my horse without getting the proper tutorial because I'd like bypassed it.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, it's just a product of like, it's just the density. It's just the overstuff. It's just the like, they can't, I mean, you can't expect them to encounter every sort of way every player will play a game. That's sort of the goal of like game design, right? But like it was like it was a product of something that I could see happening a lot in the future of just missing something, you know? It's like I don't remember how to raise my sword, and like all of a sudden 20 hours in it's like a requirement to bypass this mission. It's like that's the kind of thing I like worry about with the game. And there's also not really great in-game tutorials. Like I couldn't figure out how, like I'm using raising my sword as an example because I did hit that later and completely forgot how to do it. And I couldn't find a tutorial in the menus to like remind me how to find those controls and stuff, you know?
Yeah, it's buggy now for sure. There was a point where I think it was that cat mission, Kyle, or maybe it was a different cat. Or later in that mission, you follow the cat again, and he was leading me to some kind of reward way out of town, and I was chasing him. But then there was a bird, which was the lady turned into a bird, and she brought me a message, and she had landed on me, but then I moved, so now she couldn't land back on me, but she had a message and it was prompting me to take it.
Yes.
And I was infinitely like reaching out to take it, but I couldn't take it. And I was trying to follow the cat because the cat was really fast and he was getting away from me. And at some point he disappeared because I went into the menu and I couldn't get out of the menu fast enough. And then he was like heading back to town and he was like, hope you got to where I was supposed to take you. And I was like, no, wait, I didn't. This bird is still following me and I couldn't get rid of it. And it was a real mess. I had to ultimately I exited out of the game at that point because this was pre-patch as well. And so when I finally came back, I could take the message from the bird to finally get her to go away. And then the message was some inane thing of like, hey, I'm going to give you messages in the future if you take them from me like this, or some dumb thing like that. But yeah, there are so many systems. It has crafting, it has cooking. I enjoy going around, picking up a bunch of items, crafting a bunch of food as your potion. You run out of inventory space really fast, especially if you're a kleptomaniac who takes everything. Mm-hmm. But every basic side mission, it's like side quest that you do for people, which is how you're like building up these towns because there's a reputation system and all these different factions.
The main chapter missions are like a set of side quests, fetch quests, essentially in an MMOE way. It's like they're batched up as the main story.
Yep.
Yeah. But each one rewards you with more inventory space, which is just great. Again, like another feeling of, hey, this is a reward I'm actually going to use and I actually want to do. And like I have just been steadily gaining new abilities. They don't let you go very long, at least in the opening hours. They don't let you go very long until they're like, hey, you can use your God hand now and you can pick up tree trunks with it and swing it at enemies. And it's like, okay, awesome. That's cool.
And you have the freedom to get the cool stuff on the skill tree right away too. Even for a game that is a lot of tutorial, and 5 hours in, I still feel like I'm in the tutorial.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It still doesn't feel like you're being kept from the super fun stuff. You can kind of go right towards it, and I respect it for that.
Are you digging it more than we've let on, Leo? It seems like it's something that you might enjoy. Just keep tinkering with.
There's promise. Some of the jank we're talking about, I think, is a symptom of it leaning in the direction of freedom and not telling you no in an almost immersive simmy way. It's funny that when you're climbing, you can at any point stab the wall and do multiple types of attacks on the wall because obviously like later you're going to be climbing on big monsters or something, I assume.
Right.
And doing that. But you can just stab the wall and like it makes a stone plink sound. Like they don't just turn off the ability to attack while climbing. And there's lots of things like that where, for reasons that are unclear, you can still do whatever you want. And even the bird thing, they could lock you into a cutscene. They could have that appear in your inventory. They could do a million things to make that more reliable. But it was cool when the bird landed on my shoulder and then I got the button prompt and then I pulled the letter from it.
Yeah.
There's some cool freedom there, but I haven't seen how it coalesces really, or how I have fun with that freedom besides the order that I get abilities in to move through the combat, which has so far been pretty straightforward. Pretty like another MMO thing is that you hold attack button to attack. Almost you're supposed to be like holding it and then putting the button modifiers in, which is a little different, but it does feel like you're cutting through butter pretty frictionlessly so far.
Yeah,
but it's fun to lean into the grappling moves.
Pretty good. Yeah,
it's honestly I haven't jumped in this conversation much, and I think that's representative of the game. It's like you could say a million things and none of them are that exciting, really. I feel like I could put 200 more hours into this game and never crack a smile, and yet I could.
Yeah, they just gave you everything.
It's like, fascinating though. Like maybe I'm just too glued into social media. I've been on a real bender lately, which isn't healthy. But like there's so much like skepticism and kind of pissiness about this game in a way that's interesting to try and grapple with. And part of it, we can talk about it. Lord help us. But there's AI controversy with this game where there was AI art that people located and the developers like, oh yeah, we meant to replace that. We'll replace it soon, we promise. And so that's kind of certainly colored a temperature here for the online community. But in general, it's like it feels like down on it, dunking on it in a way where it's like, don't we want to celebrate new IP that's big and ambitious and kind of messy? Like, is there a certain amount of just like, yeah, but this is controversial, but it was like, is a certain amount of like, yeah, but it's like South Korean. Like, is there some like region, like if this was like a big ambitious Japanese game, do you think people would feel differently about it? Is there something about just like, I don't know, kind of this new development boom from China and South Korea feels different, and it's coloring people's perceptions of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, or like a hey, these are the guys that made a big Korean MMO that no one paid attention to, and now they're trying to make a single player game, like like that kind of vibe of being more critical. And then I guess like the opposite side of that are people like me who are like, I don't want to play a big MMO, but you're making a single player now? Like I want to check out what that is. And I think there was probably a lot of hype going into it. That there is now that pushback of it. Like it got a little too popular for its own good, perhaps.
And I want to highlight that, Jeff, because
social media conversation.
I want to highlight what you said, because like that, because this could have totally just been a free to play MMO. Like I'm sure those discussions happened at Pearl Abyss, and like this is what I would much rather have from sort of any developer. Truly, is like once you put like free to play or MMO, like truly I'm out. Video games become an obligation, like sort of like that I don't want to participate in. But like I would much rather have this as like a single player offline, frankly, right? I'm sure you can play it offline. I don't even know these days anymore. But like this is what I want as video game experiences. Personally, you know, and like, yeah, it's disjointed, it's overstuffed, it's like it's too chaotic for its own good. I don't think it's going to be one that like I sink a lot of time into. I'm already kind of feeling myself just sort of being pushed away from it. But like I would hope that Pearl Abyss is more going in this direction than the sort of free to play MMO direction. All developers, frankly, you know.
Yeah, we'll see how Dokkaev exists, if it's even still in development, or what the hell's going on with it.
Ever exists. Yeah, it's like to me, all of the weirdness of this and the rough edges are like the price that you pay for a game that doesn't follow the normal, you know, go to the top of a tower and you'll unlock different, like all of that Ubisoft stuff. I'm just like so bored with at this point that I'm happy to learn new, you know, more interesting systems and just a level of granularity. Like at times it feels almost like there are survival game elements in here.
Of course.
Like, you know, there's a bunch of crafting stuff for like upgrading your armor. You're chopping down trees once you find, you know, a woodsmith to like learn the ability from, and just like a bunch of really weird kind of role-playing stuff that I haven't seen a million times in every single game.
Yeah.
Except for the stuff that they're taking directly from Tears of the Kingdom.
Encouraging me to boot up Tears of the Kingdom on Switch 2, which I haven't played a ton of, being like, there's a couple of side quests in there I could probably go tackle. I spent like 120 hours in there, but surely there's like something else I can go do.
Time to go back, yeah. All right.
I always am saying, damn, these Game Awards trailers, I wish they, instead of this long-ass thing about the world, I wish they would just show me one cool ability you do in the game that I haven't seen before. And this game got me interested because it kept doing that. They had some strange abilities, flinging yourself through a tree, dedicated button press to do a running clothesline, like things that look fun for me to then go do. And
just falling from incredible heights too. Like it starts as like a medieval action game, and then it cuts to like a soldier like falling from an impossible height. And I was like, okay, well, you have my attention now, you know? Right.
And then maybe it's almost like too much to rally around any specific thing it's doing well. But I think as it comes out, is out for longer, you might get more like people sharing clips of crazy stuff you can do as they reach to the ends of the skill tree and stuff. It might crystallize a little more as far as what is special about it, besides being all overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
Sergio.
Crimson Desert, everybody. Curious to hear your feedback in the community about that thing. Now, Screamer, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember this, they revealed it, I think during the Game Awards a while back, and it was like a distant memory where I was like, oh my God, I had that game, the 1995 racing game on my old PC called Screamer, and the same studio, this Italian studio now called Milestone, they made it Screamer in 1995. It was their second game ever, and now they went on to do like Monster Jam Showdown, Hot Wheels Unleashed, like racing games that people were like, hey, those are surprisingly good. And now they've kind of returned to their origin point here and rebooted Screamer, a racing game, but the big twist is that this time it has a wild anime aesthetic, to the point that, like, I know racing games, it's easy to check out of and be like, I don't do that. I don't know what that is. But like, Kyle, I was so happy that you're a little bit interested as a fan of anime, because like it's Italian anime, but like I am curious to hear your take on rebooting a racing franchise through an extremely anime lens. To a certain point, it's like, it feels more like an anime visual novel with a bunch of QuickTime events that happen to be hitting boost at the right time while you're racing. Like, it's a weird fusion.
Yeah. So did the original Screamer,
yes,
like it did not have story at all, or like, do you remember?
No,
or
nothing. I mean, they might have had like a congratulations, you won the race. But even that idea of like racers are called screamers, maybe that was like in the tutorial or something, but that just feels like brand new here. Yeah.
Yeah. And I am positive on this game. I'm like, I don't know. There's like, the chapters are quick. They're weird. Like I think I'm like 12 or 13 chapters in or something. But yeah, I was like shocked at like how dense the story is. All the characters speak different languages, and like they all understand each other. There's like really harsh accents, you know, and like, but it's like, yeah, it is. I would put it visually up against Dispatch. Like the cutscenes are really good. Yep. And the characters, like it's they're not subtle, right? It's very much like we're this group, we hate that guy, and then we're gonna learn why that guy's mom hates him, and then we're gonna learn about the pop group and why they're invested in it. And it's like it's very like everyone's motivations are like clearly outlined in these like shockingly good cutscenes. Like I was surprised. Like it pulls you in pretty quickly. And I made the comparison on Blue Sky, but like if you like F-Zero GX, the GameCube F-Zero, which was very structured much like this, where it was like really impressive at the time GameCube cutscenes, and then you would get a really challenging race that was generally pretty short, and then you would get a really impressive for at the time GameCube cutscene. That's the structure of this game. Yeah. Like it's cool and it looks good. I will admit though, I am terrible at the racing to the point of, like, I think I might drop it down to easy because I want to see like where the story goes. Like, I like the idea of like turning on the left stick and then drift being attached to the right stick. This is the big thing. It's very drift focused, like a Ridge Racer, or even like, it's weird to come out so close to Kirby Air Riders, which is also so drift focused. But yeah, it's bizarre. So on the right stick, you are controlling the drift of your car at all times. So controls wise, it feels wild, but it's a fun new thing to learn. Yeah. And I've never played a racing game where I shifted manually ever. I can drive in real life, I can drive a manual vehicle. I'm very proud of that skill set that I have. But I've never actually done it in a video game. But this actually has an incentive for you to like shift up and like gain boost and stuff like that. It throws a lot at you. But it's funny to say that after Crimson Desert, because it is certainly less than that. It is very much like, this is how this works. All right, you're going to learn in this race. Okay, this is how this works. You're going to learn it in this race.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm bad at it. I'm kind of struggling with the drifting. I haven't gotten the hang of like doing it well. Like even like a Ridge Racer or something, usually I hit a point where I'm like going around corners, and Mario Kart, you get the hang of it. But this, I'm still hitting walls a lot. But yeah, overall, Ben, to like zoom out, and I'm curious to what you think. I'm positive on it. It kind of snuck up on me and has surprised me as being pretty interesting and cool.
Yep, I am really, really enjoying it. I never thought this game would come back and make me this happy, and that it would be so well done. I mean, it's not like Game of the Year contender or anything. I don't want to get too hyperbolic about it, but I'm having an absolute blast playing this game. And it's specifically like story better than you think it would be. It's not Dispatch, everybody, but it's like, oh, better than I thought it would be. And the voice acting is solid. I mean, Troy Baker is kind of the big villain. They have the voice actor for the boss, Lori Allen. She plays a character in here, which is very boss coded. So as a Metal Gear fan, that's a fun nod. It's like story better than I thought.
Is she Scottish or Irish? That woman who's like in your team. I really like her a lot. She's very vulgar and like it's just angry. I like her. She's fun.
But that's the thing. It's like story better than you think, and the gameplay for me feels magical. I also struggle with it, Kyle. And I don't want to bore you too much by talking about what it was like pre-patch, but the early...
What's the frame rate like?
I don't know. It was the big thing that they patched, and it's funny because PR kept sending emails about like, hey, we know about the difficulty. We're working on evening out the difficulty, because it was a matter of like playing before release. So many races were just like, why is this suddenly impossible? And so they've evened things out. But even then, I bumped it down to easy mode, Kyle. Like,
it was funny because it was like, learn how to drift. Okay, great. And I was like, learn how to do this. And I was like, 3 or 4 races in. It's like, okay, now win the race. And I'm like, well, that's impossible.
Yeah, how would you ever expect me to do that? Yeah, but now that it's evened out a little bit with the launch, they had a big update and they've like increased tutorials and stuff like that. But it's like, okay, now I've got the roadmap here. But I can't wait to play this online, specifically like if I can just like race online with like people from the MinnMax community. I feel like that's going to be the sweet spot, because Leo, I know you don't like cars. I hear that, but I was thinking about you while playing this because I was thinking about like...
What about Cars 2, Leo? Do you like Cars 2?
I don't like Cars 3, the part where Lightning McQueen gets really hurt.
Yeah! But I was thinking about you with it because I know you love like Pod Racer, right?
Yeah. Well, as a kid.
Okay, as a dumb kid.
There's a time in your life where it's really fun to just be moving left and right.
I hear you. But what it made me think of with this game is like, it's so nice to have a racing game where every time I hit boost, I feel it in my bones. Like drifting around a corner and then boosting, it feels a little bit like Pod Racer. It's like, bah! Like it just feels like, oh my God, I'm actually making wild progress and I'm a little bit out of control with the boost here. And it's so satisfying.
It's also like a quick time event, which what's the Gears of War
active reload?
Yeah. It feels like active reload to do the boost, which is good. I like that. I think it feels good.
Yep. And then the more you do that, then it boosts up your offensive capabilities with like shield and bashing and stuff. It's really sweet.
Racing games occupy the exact same place as rhythm games for me, where it's like, I know 100% I would have more fun playing it than I give it credit for, but for some reason it's hard to get the excitement up to go check it out. It just doesn't, the logic of why it would be fun doesn't convince me when it's about how good the feeling is, and there's no shortcut to that.
Yeah, I hear you.
It has been nice to play it like after Crimson Desert, which is like overwhelming and like feels like too big, if that makes sense, and like I don't know what to do, where this is like, we're going to give you a cutscene and we're going to tell you exactly what to do, and the track is designed that you cannot go off this track. Right. Don't worry, don't try. Like it's a nice like a piece of melon between courses.
Yeah, it's a nice kind of throwback structure in some ways. And like I'm fascinated by racing games, and specifically like the opening to racing games. I think Forza Horizon is some of the best game openings period in the entire industry. Like those games open so well with just crazy cinematic sequences, right? And this game too, the fact that it like throws you into the story mode for a while before you even get to the menu. Because that's always the thing, is like starting a racing game and it's just like, here's a grid with a bunch of garage options. Go ahead and tinker. Like as that starting point, I feel like it turns a lot of people off. But having this be like narrative focused, and then we'll get to the menu, and then you start digging through the menu and be like, oh my God, even on the PC version, they have 4-player split screen support. Like they know their audience. They've been making racing games for 30 years at this point, and it just feels like a really successful culmination of everything the studio's been going for. And so I'm having a blast with it. And Kyle, how sweet is it? Instead of like 3, 2, 1, go in the beginning, it kind of ties into kind of the anime vibe, but it's so sweet where like as the 3, 2, 1, go is going and you're about to take off at the starting line, it just goes like a shooting star, burn! And just yells every time you take off. And like getting the boost on that burn is like, oh, it give me goosebumps just thinking about like starting a race in this game. And also it's a factor, but I'm playing on PC and it's got like new speakers and a new 4K monitor. And so like I am so close to my monitor while playing this. And I think it looks so good and so crisp. And they just patched it so that it does work on Steam Deck. Not as pretty on Steam Deck, but functions, know? So it's nice to have
I'm on PS5 and it's great. Like it looks great. It runs great. It's very consistent.
Yeah. It's just weird. I've dabbled in racing games. I've enjoyed a fair amount of racing games throughout my history. But thinking about like this year in particular.
And I think you need to admit that you're a fan of racing games.
I guess you're right.
Like the way you talk about Forza and how much you like, I think it's your genre, dude.
I know, but then again, I was like, but I'm not like a Project Cars guy. I'm like, no, I guess I got the racing wheel and played Project Cars back in the day. But like car heads are they're a different breed, if I may generalize here, you don't like a simulation. You're not a big simulation. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, I love a good arcade racer. I've had so much good times with that in the past. But thinking about like this year where it's like Screamer, mission accomplished in my mind. Forza Horizon 6, I'm looking forward to. It feels like that seems like odds are very good that's going to be a very well done game. And then like every time I see a trailer for that Star Wars Galactic Racer, I'm always like, this looks so much better with every trailer that I see. So like the idea that 3 racing games might be some of my favorite games in 2026, it's a weird time, but I'm celebrating it, man.
Yeah,
that's great.
Well, great. Kyle, will you play online with me at some point?
I'm busy.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Hey, it looks good.
Maybe.
It sounds good.
Hey, do show plus. Do show plus.
Make it happen. Lee, you know what I love when it comes to games and things sounding good?
When a guy's yelling.
When a guy's yelling, but especially when you can hear the yelling so much. And that's why you can check out Raycon and Raycon's everyday.
Oh, you can hear the yelling so much with these things.
It's like your spouse is yelling at you with the intensity of these Raycon everyday earbuds classic. Hey, things are warming up outside. It's a nice time to go outside, go for a walk, relax, put some earbuds in, listen to some music, listen to some podcasts, and with the Earbuds Classic from Raycon, you can shift in little active noise cancellation, completely zone out safely, walk in a safe place, zone out, get absorbed in a different world, everybody. And right now, Raycon, the earbuds are 20% off for the Earbuds Classic. They sent me some. They haven't arrived yet, but I'm very excited to jump in and check it out because it's like you get so stuck in a groove, I think, with your headphones, earbuds, all that fun stuff. It's nice to check out and be like, oh yeah, there are other options, especially Raycon here, where they are much more affordable than other options as well, at half the price, they say, compared to other options. And they have new colors. You can choose. You want blush violet, cool mint. You don't have to go for black and white. Have some spice in your life. Put some color in your ears, everybody. They have 32 hours of battery life, quick charge function, 10 minutes gives you 90 minutes of playtime with Raycon. They also have awareness mode, so you can have some audio pass through, so a little bit safer for walking around in the outdoors and stuff like that. But hey, Raycon, the Everyday Earbuds Classic, they're perfect for refreshing your routine this spring. Go to buyraycon.com/MinnMax to get 20% off. Thank you to Raycon for sponsoring. They are sponsoring this episode of the podcast. Thanks, Raycon. Check out a link in the description. Leo, it's been an honor to have you, man. Haley is eager to jump in. Do you want to clap on out of here, dude?
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, it's, Crimson Desert, even Resident Evil, I'm playing and I'm like, there's good stuff going on here, but, is it worth my time? Where's it going to go? Is this what I should be doing? Though this is a cool moment. That's glad I got to this. And I still am playing Hitman Freelancer regularly, and every second I play that game, I go, wow, this is such a privilege. Wow, how lucky I am to be spending every moment in this game.
How much time do you think about that co-op mode that they're into Hitman? It was like that one-off mention, but I feel like you're losing sleep at night thinking about that still.
I don't believe in it. I mean, I want it more than anything in the world, but
Sure.
They've got a female playable character. They're going to have you be able to take female outfits, and they're going to have every outfit in the game female version. They're going to do that when they're barely supporting the game as it is. It's hard to believe. But it's too good to be true. And someday it'll be here, and Haley and I will play it. It'll be the best content I've ever made in my life.
Look forward to that, everybody. All right, Leo, thanks for being here, dude.
Thanks. Clap.
Haley McLean, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Thanks for being here. Your clap was so powerful, it took out Kyle Hilliard's internet, and so we're down one Kyle, but you said you're going to channel his soul throughout the rest of this episode, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Great.
And I have a great Kyle impression that I'll do later.
Look forward to that, everybody. It'll be like he's here during community questions. Haley, God bless you. I'd imagine your life is just like every evening laying in bed until 4 a.m. with your Switch 2 playing Pokopia.
I played last night till 4 a.m. and I feel really sick today.
Sick.
You know when you wake up and it's like the feeling you get before you go to the airport. You're like, oh, my tummy hurts. It's because I'm tired, no other reason. And it was because of Pokopia, but I don't regret it.
Like, how many hours do you think you put into this thing overall?
I checked 3 days ago and it said 70 plus.
Okay.
And I've definitely put like 10 to 12 since then in it again. So 80 something.
It's going to be the game that is played infinitely and stuff. And so I'm curious about like rolling credits in this game without spoilers,
Spoilers.
Just final thoughts on where Pokopia is at for you.
Ending was a fart. Ending was a bit of a fart to the face. Bit of a boring ending, bit of a lazy ending. So far, the ending's the only thing I was kind of like, come on. Ooh,
Is it like
tomato.
a tease of like post-game stuff or something?
No, it's just like a big flat fart. And I was like, oh. And then but I went right back in. What's kind of nice about the late game is you only unlock like the best ability after you're done the full story for building. So it kind of felt like even though I was done, I had this fresh new way to build stuff.
That's
so
nice.
I was like, oh, that was a very smart way to release that final ability. Because now I'm like, finally, I can play the game. Like kind of energy sort of thing.
That's so weird. Is it like the lesson based on the last discussion too that we had in the podcast? Just like, don't grind anything out. If something's a pain in the ass, just get to the end of the quote unquote story and you'll probably have a tool that'll make it 1,000 times easier.
Yes, absolutely. Like it's kind of like, you know how we kept learning things like Sarah was like, should I put down all my power cords? I'm like, don't, there's an item.
Right.
Should I water all the crops? Don't. You won't have to. Although I also kind of was taking my time with it too. Like I was slowly trying to level up all the max, decoration or Pokemon happiness in every area before I moved on. But then I reached a point where I really wanted to start building like big stuff because I had so many items that I was like, oh, I need that. And I got spoiled on what that final move is. Like it's in a lot, it's been long enough now that like you could just see YouTubers using it and stuff while they're building. I'm like, oh, okay. But I just wanted that. So I just kind of sped run the ending and everyone had the last few Pokemon were kind of just living outside with a dirty hammock while I sped run that. But it's been fun to go back, and now all I'm doing is like being really specific about each Pokemon. Like Gulpin has a cafe, and his little biome is a plate with a chair and a table. So he sits outside the front of the cafe, and in my brain that's his place. And then Chansey lives in the park next to the Chansey little statue. I put Pomo in a little shop that is filled with berries because it knows Crush, and it lives right next door to me. So now I go in every day and give it all my berries so I can crush it into paint. And it's like, I pretend that's its job in its little berry house. Like I'm just playing pretend. I'm playing with dolls essentially now, but I find it so fun.
I mean, that's so much of the game, I feel like, is just tinker around and play with dolls. And it's still so satisfying. And a part that I didn't talk about last time, but like as a huge Pokemon Snap fan, like the camera is so cool. Like secretly, this is a better Pokemon Snap game than new Pokemon Snap. Like just go around being able to take these elaborate pictures of your Pokemon, how they're at like the title screen and stuff. Like if there's any sort of scoring system, it'd be like, all right, home run. If that's like DLC, then there you go. There's Pokemon Snap forever.
That'd be cool. Yeah, what's fun about that too is you unlock little frames if you happen to catch unique things happening in the environment. Like Psyduck was taking a shower and it was like something insane is happening nearby, and when you take out your camera, it like show like something yellow is there, and when you center on it, it's just like Psyduck taking a shower. And then when I took that picture, I got the bubble frame, so now I can put that in a little bubble frame, and you just it's like I'm never gonna use those frames, but my brain, I'd be lying if my brain didn't get tickled when I was like, I got the bubble frame.
Yeah,
Let's go.
That's huge. Of course, that's huge. Yeah, Jeff, are you still playing Pokopia?
It's been probably like a week since I signed in. I made sure I got everything done to get the event Pokemon. Mm-hmm. But I haven't gone back to make sure Hop Hip moves into the field that I built him. I built the other ones. I got 2 of them, and I was like, well, Hop Hip's supposed to move in, and so I built a couple fields for him. And then I eventually had to look it up, and they say, oh, no, he's in the store. He'll leave when the event's over. So.
Yeah, it's kind of become a joke that, like, everyone was kind of ready for Hop-It to get out of the store so we could get back to normal purchasing of things in the store. Because every day it's the same. Like, the event they did was you go to Dream Islands, which are the once-a-day place you go to get resources. And there was just dandelion fluffs everywhere. And you use those as currency.
Hey, Haley,
skip blue
when you go to a Dream Island, do you completely pillage it like a colonist?
Yeah. Oh,
to the point
100%.
of tearing down their houses for like the building materials, because it's like, I don't want to have to craft a bunch of roof tiles. I'm just going to take your roof and then leave you. I'll cut down all their trees for the wood, dig up all their bushes so that I don't have to like plant the seeds and do it all myself.
Most of my early buildings just look like that build. You know, when you first spawn in and you turn around, it's like the little tower and it has very specific coloration. Like all my buildings are those colors because I just stole that tower every time. So that's the only blocks I have. Okay. I've reached a point now where I have a lot of resources though, so I could just build whatever I want. So now it's finally reached a point where it actually takes longer to pillage than to just make stuff at home, which feels good, right? Because pillaging takes a long time to pillage.
It does.
It's annoying.
You got to knock down every little square. Man, those Vikings had it rough. It was tough to do.
Shout out to the real ones out there. What's your organization for like just organizing in chess? I feel like even in kind of the early phase of the game that I am in now, it's like, okay, this is a cluster F. I forget where everything is. Like my inventory is expanded, which helps a lot, but it's still like I need a logic. Are you putting signs up for like this is where this goes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got like 10 chests all themed for like what I put in them. And I've probably spent more time just reorganizing all the crap that I'm hoarding than doing anything else. But it is nice that the crafting benches, if you put your actual crafting materials in benches that are next to the crafting bench, it will pull them out automatically. Like it counts that as being on your person for crafting.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Oh, weird.
I've even gone and used paint balloons and turned them all brown so they look like wooden chests instead of the ugly yellow. Like now I'm really reaching the point of no return. Well, my base, okay, so I have a base and the front area you walk in, it's the one wall is covered in frames with all the items in it, like Quick Claw and stuff like that. And I have every single one. And then I have my little desk where I do my work. And then on the side I live with a Growlithe because number one, he's my favorite Pokemon, him and Ponyta. And number two, he has the burn ability. And so he lives upstairs in my bedroom, but he comes down the stairs all the time. So what I did is on his route outside of my base, I put 2 of the ore like things. And if he happens to walk by them, he'll auto go, I'll do this. And he does all my ore. So now I have a perfect thing where I'll just chuck my ore in there when I'm busy. And I don't even have to go get Growlithe to come do it. I just know he'll do it when he comes down from his nap later to go down the stairs to go outside. So that's always handled. And then upstairs, I have my kitchen and my bedroom where I have all my stuffed animals up against the wall. So whenever I need to go to a Dream Island, I go up there and choose what stuffy I want. And then my basement is my storage. And I have them all arranged in like the way that my brain would think to put things away. So there's like a block side where I have like wood, brick, stone, grass, sand, and then like weird design bricks, like ones that have patterns on them. And then I have like roofs, windows and doors, additional roofing materials, and like I just have everything separated. And then for items, I have things that go on the wall, things that go on tables, things that go on the ground. And that's how I separate the 3 types of like just decorations. And I have tables, chairs, beds, and everything separated. All the lighting is in one thing. All the tech is in one thing. And at the end of my session, every time I go and I just put everything away and I feel insane. I feel so good.
You said your house has a basement. Is this like a house you built yourself or not one of like the crafting kit houses?
No, I built one right beside the Pokemon Center in Wasteland. I thought for a long time, like, do I want to decorate a Dream Island or do I want to like reamp the areas it gives you? And I kind of wanted to reamp the area it gave me because I like the restriction of you could kind of see where the town used to be and sort of build on top of that. So I built a giant base. It took me like 5 hours right beside the Pokemon Center. And now when I turn on the game, I always spawn like 5 feet away from the little computer and I just have to go over there, do that, and then start my day. It's so satisfying to set it up.
It is funny, like how serious people take it. Like, we're talking about in the Monday meeting, like, oh, is this going to be a new show plus? Should we put in like showing off our Pokopia games? And Sarah's like, I'm not ready. Like, you need to be like belle of the ball before you show off where these Pokemon are living and stuff. But at some point, I think it'd be a fun MinnMax video, even if it's like a little bonus thing, just so we can see what's actually 100%. Going on with these freak towns.
I'm thinking about the future New Show Plus where I get to show stuff off. Like, oh, I can't wait to show Sarah my Pombo berry shop. Like, this is gonna hit.
Nathan Ryer wrote in early community question. They say, hey everybody, will anything be able to dethrone Pokemon Pokopia as number 1 on the 210s for MinnMax this year?
It's currently my number 1, but I mean, like, I almost said Red Dead. Grand Theft Auto would, if I'm being realistic. Presumably. For me personally, because I just love Rockstar.
Right.
But who knows? November?
It is like,
I don't think so.
Weird crowd pleasing. Everybody likes it. Like, for me, I'm just so thankful to have Pokopia. Like, I haven't had as much time as I wanted to dive in, but it's always just like that nice lukewarm jacuzzi that I can jump in whenever I want. People like lukewarm jacuzzis, right? Just like having that game that's always going to be available on my Switch too. Like, hey, if I'm on my exercise bike, it's an easy one to pop up. If I'm on an airplane, it's an easy one to jump into. It's just going to be quietly a forever game for me, I feel like. And it's so nice to have that on the Switch too. I feel like it's what I've been craving is, I guess, another Animal Crossing like experience.
I know, and I mean, I'm not even close to getting all the Pokemon yet. I put like 80 hours into it. Like, I haven't built all the habitats. Now I kind of don't want to build them because I have every area to max 10, so I've unlocked all the recipes. So now I'm off my leash and I'm just building, and I want everyone to have a bespoke house, even if it takes me my life. Like, I want Blastoise to have a little water house, and I was thinking about all the fun ways. Like, I want a secret Team Rocket base, and then Persian and Meowth and Arbok and stuff, that's where they'll all live, because it's like they're Team Rocket Pokemon. Like, I just want everything to make sense, but it's going to take years.
Is the community, I assume you're like plugged into the Reddit and stuff, is the community just going nuts? So I saw like somebody made a working calculator. We're at that level of Pokopia.
Yeah, we're at that, like, they're starting, the Minecraft freaks have broken in and are now exploiting it, and I like what you love to see. I have so many saved Reddit posts of just like, I figured out I can use the curtains to make cabanas. And I'm like, write that down. I gotta make cabanas with Squirtle. Like, it's so fun to get inspired and still have the passion for it. Cause I think back to when Animal Crossing New Horizons was really big, and that game is such a good decorating game. I just lost my passion for it because it's old. It's been 5 or whatever years, right? So I don't play it anymore. But I crave that feeling with a new game, and I have that for this right now, so I'm taking advantage of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pokopia lives on, everybody. Don't forget about it. Is there cooking in Pokopia? I forget.
Yeah, you can cook, and then it powers up your abilities and stuff like that. It's very basic. It's essentially like 3 beans and a potato. You made a potato hamburger. Okay,
but imagine 3 beans, a potato, and you make something as delicious as a HelloFresh meal. They can ship this stuff right to your darn house. Jeffem, don't you love cooking? Cooking at home, getting your kids involved? Your kids like cooking with you?
Not really. No. He doesn't.
Our oldest loves it. It really is like fun time in the kitchen, and like HelloFresh meals are like the perfect way of like easy enough, approachable.
Yeah, if we had a box of fresh ingredients that just came right to our door that we could just open, that would be so much simpler. And I'm sure we could bond as father and son more.
HelloFresh, hello family, I call it. Finally look your family in the eyes and make a good meal and then eat it with them and love them. You can bring everyone together with meals that are simple and rewarding on a busy weeknight. You can choose from more than 100 recipes every single week, including cuisines from around the world and meals that help you beat the winter blues as we're coming on out of here. I'm talking saucy pork burrito bowls. How saucy? Buy it, find out. Cuban style slow cooked beef. You can choose more than 35 high protein recipes each week. They have 3 times the amount of seafood now for no upcharge. You can impress guests or treat yourself to new grass-fed steak ribeyes. Look at Haley's got it ready to go. What do you got?
Peruvian Lomo Saltado steaks. No extra charge to get the steak, which usually it is, but this week it wasn't. So we were like, let's get the steak.
Hell yeah.
Parmesan pan-fried gnocchi. That was my personal pick.
So good.
And then chicken tikka masala.
Gosh, can I lick that image? Or better yet, Haley, how about I do this? How about I go to HelloFresh.com/MinnMax10FM and get 10 free meals plus a free Zwilling knife. $145 value on your third box. The offer is valid while supplies last. Free meals applied as discount on the first box. New subscribers only. It varies by plan. Check the description for a link. Support HelloFresh. Keep them around because they really are fantastic, and we love to keep them around. Can I tell you guys about a Metal Gear saga that I had over the last couple days? It's a story of life itself, Jeff Marchiafava. You always think you have more time than you do, and then it's just gone.
Are you dying?
Well, in a way, Haley, because with Metal Gear Solid Delta, we did the deepest dive on it. Haley was there, yucking it up, streaming the entire thing. After that game came out, like October 30th, they released a new multiplayer mode that was called Fox Hunt. That wasn't like the original. It's very fun. Not original Metal Gear Solid 3 multiplayer mode that they had in Subsistence, but an entirely new mode, a couple different game types in there. And in my mind, I'm like, I got time to check that out. I'm curious to see what Konami's doing with Metal Gear's future. Maybe this is a hint of it. Let's see it. And I just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off until a couple nights ago. I was like, here we go. I'm diving in. Fox Hunt, awesome. Splash screen in the menu. Boots up a whole different executable, it seems like, to launch Fox Hunt here. They have new Metal Gear music at the screen. Even that, I'm like, this is exciting. New Metal Gear Solid music that's in the theme of like Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm all on board for this. Going through the tutorial, the little lobby area, I was like, I am into what this is doing. And I had not given it enough credit just as someone who's so curious about what Konami is going to be doing with Metal Gear in the future. Like, could they ever do it without Kojima? What are hints of what it could look like without them? Beyond Metal Gear Survive, what could it possibly be? And so playing this and booting it up and seeing like, okay, there are new ideas here. You have this sense that's called naked sense, which is very appropriate, where it's like a ping that gets sent out and you can see like your targets and glimpses of enemies. And the most exciting thing, no, I guess they're kind of just outlines, but outlines are naked. But then
like Hitman.
That's right. But they also have AT Camo, which is this whole new system where it's like an inflatable that pops out of your back and you can choose a different type. You can have like, grass or dirt, that type of thing, brick. And so you can blend in as this thing like inflates out of your back and completely covers you. And you are like more invisible than you've ever been in a Metal Gear game. I'm thinking about 4's decoy camo, but you get the idea. And so it's like, these are fun ideas. This is cool. I'm into this. This could be my new marathon. This is like approachable. I'm going to jump into it. And then sat there at the menu for so long and could not get a single match going.
You didn't get one?
Not one match on PS5. And I looked on Steam, like, should I get this on Steam to see what that's like over there? There are currently 600 players of Metal Gear Delta overall. So no one's in there playing the multiplayer. I went on the subreddit. Everyone's just complaining about it being completely dead. Nobody can get there. I went into the Discord for Fox Hunt and went like, hey, I want to get a game going in PS5. Silence. Cricket. The last post was like several days ago.
To get a multiplayer game going.
Isn't that sad?
When did it come out? Like last week?
October 30th.
Oh. Still though.
I know. It's I guess, what do you expect? It's sad to say, but like, oh, of course there's this ambitious multiplayer mode, but it came out a couple months ago, one of the biggest IPs in the world, so if it's not catching fire, then it's just going to be dead.
Is it very kitschy? Is it like just a cute little thing to do for an afternoon and that's it?
It seems that way. It seems like the takeaway is like, from now looking at like reviews and archive streams, it's so weird. The part that I want to talk about is like, it's so weird to have it feel like lost media, even though it's like a thing that just came out. But I feel like I'm a historian being like, is there any record of what Fox Hunt was? I need evidence. And the takeaway seems to be like, gunplay, is a little hit and miss. Things are squirrely if you want to try and get quote unquote competitive with it. But the camo system is awesome. To be in a group where there's like 12 people in this entire match and it's squads of 2, and it's kind of like last team standing wins for the different matches as you're going around and trying to catch the little keratin frogs that are a collectible in Metal Gear Solid 3. But the camo system is like incredibly fun to genuinely not be able to see where other people are. And it's not a matter of like they are not appearing on your screen or they go invisible. It's just that the camo is so good that you would not see, you would genuinely run right by somebody in the tall grass. I'm like, that's what I want. That sounds so cool. And you can't do it. Fox Hunt is effectively dead. It's still...
So you have not played this?
I have not. No, that's what's so frustrating about it. But here's the saving grace, Haley, is they have private matches, like room codes and stuff like that. And so
Yeah.
I want to put it in the New Show Plus poll next week. I wanted to seed the ground here because I bet there are people in the MinnMax community who bought Delta for the deepest dive.
Yeah.
And we can single-handedly revive this multiplayer game and get to experience it at least once before it's freaking gone forever, right?
You should post like on the Reddit or something and be like, we have a community of people coming online to play it at X time if you want another chance at this.
Pay us.
Hey, subscribe.
Yeah, jump in. $2 tier for the Discord.
A big klaxon is going to go off at Konami headquarters, be like, there are people online, there are people online.
The revival is starting! The revolution's televised here and now on Twitch! But
We have 10 people.
if anybody played Metal Gear
Turn the
Solid,
server back on.
if you played Foxon at home, please reach out. Let me know what you thought about it, because I'm so curious.
Reach out because we can't play
We
because
can't
no
play
one's
it.
online. It's
But
so funny.
But the weird part is, like, Metal Gear Online for 5 probably has more players in it right now. Like, that is still online and people are still technically playing it, which is like the subset of Metal Gear Online enthusiasts and multiplayer enthusiasts, starting with 3 Subsistence, I think is so fascinating as a weird subset of the Metal Gear community. And I want to be one of them if they would just let me through the frickin' doors. If somebody would respond to me in that Discord, for Christ's sake.
Do you
Anyways.
think that gameplay doesn't really work because so much of the tools are meant to trick really stupid AI? You know, like what was that, huh? Like when you throw a rock, like a real human
Yeah.
would go, that was a rock. So
I think so, but at the same time, like, that's what's fun about them making a camo system that's so good while not just making you invisible. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
to actually have camo that is imperceptible.
that's a lot of work, yeah.
Yeah, it seems huge. So I'm really curious about how that works out. So look forward to New Show Plus next week. We'll have the poll to try and revive the lost media that is Foxon 2.
Fortnite just made the bushes bigger. What they could have done this.
Yeah, exactly.
They took the easy way out.
What do you think about those layoffs at Epic this week, Ellie?
So stupid.
Stupid.
Dumb.
Freaking thing.
They had record profits. What are you talking about? What are
Yeah.
we doing?
So if you
The
if you missed
game
that news-
that game that prints money had 1,000 people laid off. You're bad at your job. Higher ups at Epic. That means you're bad at your job.
Yeah, it is impossible. Like, people pointing out that idea of, like, wait, the game that all these other games are clawing tooth and nail to be more like,
Yeah.
that game isn't sustainable. That Fortnite and Epic, they had to lay off 1,000
I think it
people.
probably is sustainable. They're just trying to reach even record higher profits. And like
Well,
1,000 people at once seems insane.
The way that they framed it is that we're, losing money on this, that we're losing more money than we're taking in, by and large, with everything happening in Epic. But you think about, like, are they still paying for exclusives for the Epic Games Store, which, like, I want the Epic Games Store to succeed. Like, it's cool to have competition for Steam out there that's giving developers more of a cut. You know, like, I know it's not the hippest software to use, but in theory, that's nice to put some pressure on the monopoly force, right now with Steam and Valve. So it's just a bummer when they're like, yeah, no, sorry, we need to let go of 1,000 people and kill off a couple modes, like the racing mode. It seems like in Fortnite that's going away, and then also the it seems like the Battle of the Bands mode for, like, the music playing mode, kind of the harmonics focus thing within Fortnite, that's also going away.
Depressing.
It's quite depressing news. But
I think the only thing we can do to fix that is have better employment laws akin to Japan, where you can't lay off somebody without cause. Straight up.
reason.
Yeah, you can't do it for no reason unless you can prove empirically financial hardship to the point that it would affect the company's operations to not lay them off. That's essentially how it works in Japan. So then everyone has job security and everyone works hard and is happy.
But then in the fantastical version of this, it's just Tim Sweeney being like, you know what? I'm going to cut my salary to make sure we can pay for these other people. But realistically, it's like, how would that work? If they're losing money, then they should just be more cautious with who they're hiring.
Then the whole logic of this system, the Japanese system, is that you hire people with more forethought and you treat them less like a cog that's easily dispensable. That's the whole logic. And then if you're bad at your job and you hire people to willy-nilly, you go bankrupt and then you don't have a job anymore and another company comes in that's better at managing its employees.
Yeah.
So like businesses get burned and businesses get stuck and they're like, we're literally going to, lose money until we burn to the ground right now because the law is saying we can't fire these people. And it's like, yeah, well, you should have thought about that and been better at your job to start with and stop thinking about people as numbers on a spreadsheet. It's like why they have that as implementation.
Yeah.
And Canada could do that too, but I mean, Canada has way better severance laws than the US. It's kind of like Japan and Europe, Canada, and then U.S. in terms of employment law protections. The U.S. at the bottom.
We couldn't see how low your hand went because it went up.
It actually went to my floor.
You actually put it in a toilet, right?
Yeah, I dunked my hand in the toilet. Now it stinks.
We'll talk about more employment stuff for developers in community questions, which is coming up now. But before we get to that, I want to thank our dear friends at I Am 8-Bit. They want everybody to know about the I Am 8-Bit wonderful online store. Specifically, something that's available in that online store is Persona 5 Tactica, the vinyl soundtrack. They have the four vinyl soundtrack for Persona 5 Tactica. You can jump in there and get that in their wonderful online store. It looks great. It sounds great. It's I'm 8-Bit. It's Atlas music. What else do you need to know in this world? But while you're there, you can check out everything else in their wonderful online store. I promise if you're a dork, you will find something that you love. Physical editions of games, vinyl soundtracks, physical goodies, so much cool stuff at I'm 8-Bit's wonderful online store. We are truly blessed to have them supporting the show for years and years now, so please check them out. And when you check out I'm 8-Bit, use that promo code GREENGREENS. Green Greens for 10% off of everything under $100, except for pre-orders and Atlas soundtracks. Other than that, 10% off of everything, and support them because they support the MinnMax community in a big bad way by shipping out a prize to whoever has the best community questions submitted over there on Patreon. This week, the winner gets a physical version of Shim on PlayStation 5.
Oh.
Yeah, the I Am 8-Bit exclusive edition of Shim. And I say people on Patreon submitted this week, but specifically because of Free Week, where we're giving away as many benefits as possible here in MinnMax this week, we opened the doors and just made it a free open post so everybody could jump in and submit questions. So if you hear some new names in the mix, that's why, Jeffem. So you ready for the honor of going through these goodie things?
Absolutely.
Great. Clayton Carroll writes in, they say, I recently finished every single Jeffem video on the MinnMax Stream Archives channel. So I have a request. Jeffem, could you please knock out a few years worth of content real quick so I have something to watch or listen to? I'm jonesing for some Jeffem and I need my fix. You're the only drug for me, says Clayton. Vava boom.
Wow. That's a lot of hours of content.
Congratulations, Jeffem.
Well, there'll be some more tomorrow. Today, whenever this goes up, will be on Thursday. I'll stream something.
Yeah, twitch.tv/MinnMax show if you want to watch Jeffem stream some of these games live. Beefcake writes in, they say, hey, parasocial friends, stop it! I was trying to think of the first game that I ever rolled credits on. I'm pretty sure it was Kingdom Hearts, which was a pain in the ass because I didn't know you could add combat abilities, and I was beating my head against the ground trying to beat Riku forever. Anyways, can you remember the first game you rolled credits on? And have you ever accidentally made the game harder like I did? No, that's just you, Beefcake. We're all really good at games, actually.
I think it was Link's Awakening.
Oh, cool choice. On Game Boy?
I think so. Because I remember playing that every night in bed and not understanding what was going on. And I think I stumbled headfirst into victory and somehow beat it, even though I was really young. Because I remember being like, yeah! and not really understanding what was going on.
I killed everybody on this island. Wahoo!
The whale! I saw a whale.
I mean, surely you had to look at walkthroughs for that thing, right?
I think I had like 10 times more hours than a person who knew how to play games had in that. Like, I would just walk around the beaches and try to talk to the monkeys in the trees on the beach a bunch of times and not understand what's going on. Like, why aren't the monkeys giving me the key I need? Or whatever. I was just that level of stupid kid.
That's amazing.
Just having fun. Just playing.
Hell yeah, the way it should be. This is tough. I think mine might be Crash Bandicoot 1. I think.
Spyro might be mine too.
Ooh, Spyro 1 or 2?
1, although Ripto's Rage was my favorite,
right.
and I played it the most, but we owned Spyro 1 first.
That's a good one. Jeff, do you remember what yours is?
I think probably Mario Kart.
Okay, sure.
Because I think you get credits at some point in that. Probably just doing each cup one time or something like that.
Yeah.
And that probably would have been because we rented the original NES systems. We never had one. We would rent them, but all those games were so hard anyway that I never got to the end of the original Mario when I was a kid or anything like that. So probably Mario Kart.
That makes sense. Lurch Durden writes in, and they said, from the recent Pew Pew Bang PlayStation Portable episode, Ben, have you ever covered a PSP game on a Game Informer cover story trip? or has any PSP or handheld game ever gotten a cover story at Game Informer?
Really, a 3DS game has.
Jeffem, does anything come to mind for you, man? It's tough, right? First of all, I recommend, just as a dork for video game history, one of my favorite little sites, parts of Game Informer site, which is quite online now, is the cover gallery, where they have like a nice looking spread of just like every Game Informer cover ever, and it's so fun to scroll back through there. So I had to go back through because I remembered Pokemon Yellow getting a cover.
Yeah.
It did not. There was a Smash Brothers cover that has Pikachu full frame, and I think the story was that Pokemon Yellow was going to be on the cover, but then they hated it, and so they put Tony Hawk on the cover instead, Tony Hawk 1, which was like a big gamble for like, what is this weird skateboarding game? Should it really be on the cover? And now it's like one of the greatest games of all time. But Haley, this is so funny because I remember like Pokemon Yellow like got terrible reviews at Game Informer because they all thought that it was a brand new game. So when they got it and they're like, this is just the other game, but Pikachu follows you around.
I can get all 3 stars.
It's like at a certain point, how do you handle that, Jeffem, as a reviewer? Like when your expectations are one thing, but it's like it's not the game's fault, I guess, just to not be informed. Ironically, Game Informer.
Yeah, that's a tough one to review anyway, though. If it's just the original game, but Pikachu follows you around.
Well, and Team Rocket's in it. You know, there's some cool, better stuff in there.
You can
like
get all
Justine
3 starters.
James.
I remember flipping my lid for that. Being like, I can have Squirtle and Bulbasaur.
That was a big deal. So
Yeah.
So probably a 10, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, handheld stuff. There are a couple, but there's asterisks. So Game Informer's history, it is never in a million years would you guess this, but Castlevania Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate, which is the 3DS game that coincided with the launch of Lords of Shadow 2, I believe, which isn't bad. That was a part of the E3 Hot 5. Whereas like after E3, we chose 5 games that were like impressing us at the show, something like that. And then that got on there. So technically a Castlevania game, but you know, part of a
slow
roundup.
E3.
But then also the next year, August 2013, another E3 issue, we had A Link Between Worlds on there. So it wasn't for either of those. I don't think there were cover story trips because it was just like, well, we saw this at E3 and we talked to developers there. So let's slap that on in this kind of the roundup thing. So as far as I know, there has never been a handheld cover story trip throughout the history of Game Informer.
What? That feels crazy. I'm going through them all right now and I'm frantically trying to find one to prove you wrong. I don't know why I'm like, no.
I mean, there's stuff that's like technically it came to handheld at some point, but like handheld primarily, like no.
That doesn't count. But
not on there. I think strangely, like one of the closest we ever got was for Batman Arkham Origins. We went up to Montreal to learn all about that. And Armature, the developers of Arkham Origins Blackgate, which was the Vita and 3DS game that was like from the director of Metroid Prime, should have been awesome, and it just was not, as we experienced in New Show Plus a couple of years ago, Jeffem. But they went up to that trip as well, and so we also did like, the cover story was Arkham Origins, but then we had a whole feature on Blackgate. So that was technically a cover story trip where we played a handheld game, and it was a kind of component of the cover story, but I think that's the closest that we ever got. So there you go. Fun history.
Wow, crazy.
Crazy. Dominic,
I'm looking at the like 2016, 2017 era, aka like the era where I was an intern, and it's like making me so nostalgic of that E3.
Yeah, what's on there?
The one that has Breath of the Wild Link and Kratos, like with their head profile on the side, orange and blue art.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Alex Grenling, friend of the show, he made those, and now he's a designer at Bungie.
That's
working
so
on
cool.
Marathon, yeah. Dominic Sachoki, and he's on our commentary track for The Matrix, if you're a MinnMax deep cut supporter.
Oh.
Dominic Sachoki says, Dear Freemaxers, that's us, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origins recently and really like the way the game handles its 2 playable protagonists, Bayek and Aya. It's one of the few games I can think of where the characters are already married and the game explores how the relationship can still change thanks to the plot. Can y'all think of any other playable married couple? Or games that tackle marriage in interesting ways?
I mean, It Takes Two.
It Takes Two, I guess, is like the biggie, right?
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
Nathan Drake and Elena?
Elena
Oh yeah,
in 4?
Elena?
in 4 they're married.
Are they married
Do,
in 2?
do you
No.
play as her
No.
in that one?
No.
You play Crash
then it doesn't
Bandicoot
count.
with her on the couch, which gives marriage vibes.
That's right. That does kind of count as playing something
And they have a
with her.
fighter and stuff.
I
Yeah.
love the depiction of marriage in that game. I think it's so good. Like when she comes in,
Yeah.
she's like catches him going off on his little adventures. It's such good dramatic moment. Do you think that GTA 6, the more I think about this, the more I'm convinced that at some point they will get married and like you'll have like a wedding scene in that game?
Yeah, because they like doing that with John in Red Dead. Like Red Dead is one, because like a lot of his is trying to get back to his wife, and then there's like the whole epilogue and stuff like that has a lot of marriage vibes in 2 as well.
Yeah. So they're dealing
Yeah.
with those themes already, but like I
Yeah.
think that seems like to manually on the sticks, as they say, walk down the aisle in a wedding ceremony. Like
Did Days Gone do that? Wasn't there a cringe moment in Days Gone with the
no,
wedding?
they
or
like they
something?
talk about their wedding and you kind of see it. Hang on now.
Oh, it's a flashback.
Hang on, isn't that the opening of Octodad? Now that I think about it, it's like walking down an aisle.
Has a marriage, yeah, and you're like at your wedding, like woo,
Right,
like,
right.
trying to grab your bouquet or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so that the answer is Octodad.
According to AI, Zoe and Mio in Split Fiction are married authors trapped in their own stories. So there you go.
Oh, I kind of zoned
AI
out during
solves
some
everything, once
sections
again.
of that game, but I forgot that they were deeply in love and married.
I forgot they were lesbians.
And married, yeah.
They never mentioned that throughout the whole game. Oh.
If you haven't finished that game, when people talk about how wild that game ending is, it's because it's just like a graphic lovemaking scene. You got
the
it.
lesbian sex scene.
Mr. Buttons says, last summer, it was reported that roughly 50% of active PSN users are still using a PS4. That's wild.
That's amazing.
If GTA 6 is not delayed, what percentage of people do you think would upgrade to the current generation with GTA 6?
A ton.
And do you think the launch would be big enough to lead to a shortage in the hardware?
This far into it, no, I don't think so. I don't think there would be a shortage. Like enough people have a PS5 that it wouldn't be like a bull rush of that many people to go get one now. I don't think, but I do think it would cause a lot of people to upgrade. But what's kind of nice is with the forethought that they really wanted, they don't necessarily have to buy a PS5 the day it comes out. They can buy like 2 months early or whatever and just say like, this is because GTA 6 is coming out this year. It won't be, it'll be next year. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's right. You're probably right. Like, I think
It's not like the launch of a console and they can't get it until GTA 6 comes out. They could buy it right now and just be like, this is for this year.
They won't, though.
wouldn't that be
won't.
awesome? I mean,
They'll wait too long until it comes out, and then they'll say, "Oh God, we gotta go get one right now."
I think I mean, that they're probably having those discussions, right? Of just
yeah.
like we need to stock up and make sure that we have enough PS5s in the pipeline for the launch of this thing, because I do think it's going to be
PS5
with the-
Pros.
PS5 Pros.
Yeah.
Of course, you're willing to get the most out
Yeah.
of it.
With the chip shortage and everything too is like an extra dagger.
And it's not even like the launch of Red Dead 2, where we had the cushion of Stadia at that time, of like, if you don't want a console, Stadia is an option for you, which I remember.
Sweet, sweet Stadia.
I
cushion.
was bullish on Stadia because I'm like, I don't know, a friend of mine hasn't bought a system yet. He wants to play Red Dead 2. Like, of course, I think a lot of people are going to be like him, of just like, what, I can just stream it? Yeah, of course. I don't want to spend $500 on a machine. And then it turns out nobody else was like him on planet Earth. Buy the damn system.
Stadia was the only person they talked to as a consultant.
I think that's right. Jason Wojnar writes in, they say, were you a good student in school? Did video games get in the way of good grades? They absolutely did for me, but not when I was an adult and I finally went to college once I turned 23.
I was a really bad high school student, but then a really good college student.
Yeah.
Like, I really didn't try in high school, and I can't really remember why, because I was like a nerd and quiet. So like, you should at least get smart going for you, but I didn't even do that. I was just kind of there all the time. I remember one guy in my class got so pissed at me because like the teachers just liked me, and I had one bio teacher who loved me, and we were supposed to grow plants all semester. I think I told you about this, Ben. And like this guy in my class diligently grew his plants. He was like the kind of guy that if he got like an A-, he would cry. Like it was that kind of like, ugh.
Cool
and
guy.
I didn't grow my plant. I straight up didn't want to. I didn't do it. And then it was due in like a week, and I just told my teacher, and I was like, I'm really sorry. Like I dropped the ball. She's like, I appreciate honesty. You'll get an A. She just like gave me an A because I could have lied and said it died or something. She's like, I have had 3 people come and tell me that their plant died. I know they're lying. At least you told the truth. I'm giving you an A. And when I told him that, he lost his absolute S. Like, he got so mad.
Did he tear his plant up at that point?
He just was like, why the F am I growing a plant for 3 months and you get to walk in there and just say you don't have one, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't know. Yeah.
All that hard work growing a plant.
It was like such a side project too. I don't, and like in high school, things don't equate to percentages. It was just like the project due that month. And I was like, I didn't grow one. She's like, okay, that's fine.
Whatever.
She was chill about it.
Yeah, no sweat off her back. Like, it was really
yeah, she was chill. And I don't think she liked the guy either. He was probably mad that he didn't have charisma like me. Sucks to suck.
Wow.
Yeah, I was kind of in the same camp where, like, high school, I was not smart. Maybe like B plus B type student. Like,
that's good.
It was fine. Please, everybody, don't stand
Except
up
for
and
drama
applaud.
where you got an A plus. I bet.
How dare you? See that acting?
There it
chops?
is. Terrific. Yeah.
I wouldn't take that filth that actors do. But then in college, maybe it was just everything was easier. I was more, applying myself more. But then I got like pretty good. I think maybe like 3.8 or something. I'm no Sarah Pazorsky 4.0, but I was trying my best.
Sarah Pazorsky's GPA is insane. When we all showed our on PP Bang our transcripts, I was like, "Why are you all super geniuses? What the damn hell?"
It's horrifying.
Janice was perfect. Janice had a perfect record.
Everybody's suspicious. There's no doubt. I mean, you can tell everyone's so smart. Listen to PP Bang. You can tell these are all geniuses. Every single one of them. Jeff,
Sarah told the best joke I've ever heard, and we recorded last night. And I'll tell you, I'll let people just go watch the episode. It's the best joke I've ever heard. It's like my new favorite joke I've ever heard. I'll tell it to you after.
Gotta give like a tease so people know when they hear it.
It started because we were talking about the different ways that Canadians and Europeans spell words.
Okay.
And then she was like, Americans spell this word because XYZ is the lead up to the joke. And it was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Perfect. Did I ever tell you about that time, Haley? Jeff, will you stay out of our private conversation? Did I ever tell you about that time where I went on like a couple dates with this lady? She's very nice. And, of course, like video games come up and she's like, I'm not into video games. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. And then
would make me want to leave the date, low-key.
Yeah, I was like lame. I thought it was refreshing. And then I was at her place and we were going to watch, this is really a timestamp, we're going to watch The Jinx. Remember that like murder documentary series called The Jinx? Oh my God. It was a big deal. What was it, like 2016, 2015, something like that? But then we were pulling it up on like a Roku or whatever the hell, and she had searched previously for it and like auto-completed, but it auto-completed JYNX. Like she spelled it like the Pokemon. And I was like, oh, that's funny, like the Pokemon. She's like, well, yeah, of course I know Jinx the Pokemon. That's why I made that typo. And I was like, you can't say you don't play video games if you know who Jinx is. And I got so mad, Haley. I just started screaming.
I don't know
She yelled for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I feel like
pushed her down the stairs, which I think was totally inappropriate.
Yeah, he yelled, Jinx this, bitch.
I did not yell Jinx this, bitch. She was lovely. We dated for many months. It was a lovely time.
And then he admitted it in the bathroom when he didn't have a mic on.
Yeah, and I kept burping. Jinx
He
references.
said, I can't believe I'm going to get away with this while he was on a hot mic in the bathroom.
Burp.
I feel like the 151 Pokemon everyone knows them, except for like my mom, but she doesn't count. She just thinks they're little guys.
Jinx is
like people are.
I wouldn't have known Jinx.
Really?
I don't even know what it looks like.
This is why we never dated. Like there's stuff like Venonat. Like there's plenty that people don't know, but it's like the biggies you got,
I guess so.
El Stockler writes, hey, Jason Schreier recently said in an interview with GameSpot that the increase in prices and development time could push game development away from the United States and to cheaper countries around the globe. Granted that indies and AA's would remain in the States. Looking at other industries, it does seem like a natural move for the game industry. What do you think about that? I mean, there are wild stats about like the amount of layoffs in the United States over the last 5 years compared to everywhere else, where it is this entire industry is getting decimated. Like any studio that's trying to ramp up, like in California in particular, it's like things are too expensive. They're immediately on the chopping block.
Yeah.
I like how we frame it as like, oh, because things are so expensive now, and not just corporate greed, guys. Once they realize that they can outsource it, they're going to do it because it will make them more money.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so true. It's also the other thing too is a lot of other jurisdictions have grants, have tax benefits. Like in Canada, we have Shred, which lets you write off a ton if you're doing R&D, and games count for R&D. Each province has tax credits. Like Digital Media Tax Credit Nova Scotia lets you do a vast percentage of your employment cost. The government pays you back for it. It's like, why wouldn't you just move and then be able to have a twice as big team and pay less?
Makes sense.
It makes sense on paper.
Makes sense on paper. Josh Lamb, right? Going to say happy free week. Happy free week to you, Josh. Thank you.
Happy free week.
From all the shows and events that you all have attended, what's the best free thing you've ever received?
I didn't accept a lot of free stuff when I was doing journalism because I have like what was
Morals?
taught in my school was morals,
Scruples.
and you don't accept free stuff. Yeah. So if I was writing a preview, I would reject the item they would give you. Except I one time took a cow from Harvest Moon, and I was like, I had like moral qualms over it. I was like, I'm corrupt. I'm corrupting myself.
It's like the telltale heart, but this freaking cow just staring at you.
The
from
cow's
corner of
mooing
your
under
eye.
my floorboards. But I just remember there was a line of people trying to get the little cow figurine, and like I had
Yeah.
a press interview, so I went in and they just like handed it to me, and I was like, this feels so gross. Like it's just a stupid little cow, but like it still felt gross.
Yeah.
Mine was
Yeah.
probably the Ferrari that Activision gave me
Yeah.
to say Blops was good.
Yeah. I remember that being controversial
Blops?
at the time. And they forced you to call it
That's what they called it, right?
COD Blops. Come on, everyone knows COD Blops. You play more COD
COD
Blops than
Blops.
anybody on Earth,
Oh,
Haley.
Black Ops! I thought you were saying like a Roblox like game Blops or something. I don't know.
All right, this is a conundrum.
Maybe I shouldn't have gone first because now I make it not fun to say the cool stuff you got because of the moral qualms.
No, I'm trying to think if there's anything. It's like the E3 demo
Your little
for
figurine of yourself.
Oh, the Destiny one.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's all right. And then remember, like the Breath of the Wild E3 demo, they gave out little like Breath of the Wild coins, which they eventually did for I don't know, it was like a pre-order thing or something. But the weird thing is like, oh, the ones that were available to the public, they have a different pattern on them. So I was curious, like, is that maybe we should put that up for like a Give to the Max charity auction? I don't know if this like custom or E3 exclusive
We'll
Breath of the
collect
Wild
coins.
coin is a collectible or something. But I got something, and you tell me how gross this is, Haley. This is a weird situation.
Okay.
So weird scenario overall. But like a publicist reached out to me, and they're like, "Hey, the Mario Galaxy movie is coming out. Will you go on TV in Minneapolis and talk about Mario's 40th anniversary?" They just reached out of the blue. I guess they found me through like the Star Tribune article that was written about our charity stream and stuff.
Huh.
And so I was like, yeah, I could do that, sure. And so I think this is probably going to fall through. But their plan is now like Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to be on the Fox channel and WCCO in the morning, apparently talking about Mario Galaxy or whatever. And they're like, great, we'll have more details for you soon, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, yeah, that's all well good. My main thing, I just have two questions, which is how long are these segments and what do I wear to this type of thing? I don't really know what to wear to talk about Mario on TV. Now, here's the conundrum. They have a follow-up email being like, what size are you? We're going to send you a bunch of Mario jackets and shirts. And I was like, that's very nice. They'll be up for auction for the Give to the Max charity stream. But it's like, well, I don't have anything to wear. And so now
My
I'm like,
size is medium to extra large, mostly mediums, but
yeah, but I'm like, well, I don't have anything to wear. Should I just wear a stupid Mario jacket? Or is that giving into what this publicist frickin' craves as I'm on there talking about Mario?
Yeah, it would be weird for you to be like, I didn't like the movie, and if it's not to your Mario top or something, if you do
Hanson, wear a MinnMax shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a
I
good
didn't even
idea.
think of that.
I
That's
did not think of
genius.
that. Genius. Somebody write that down.
Write that down.
Somebody says,
That's so true. Wear a MinnMax shirt with your blazer on top. Do the
that the
classic
is-
E3 presentator look. Yeah.
Sarah told me that looks like trash.
No, we like it. We like it.
Tell Sarah
she
that.
She just likes to tease you. Me and Jacob really like it, and then Sarah likes it, but she won't admit it. It depends on the quality of the top under the blazer and the color matching.
Right.
If you're gonna do the neon green Triforce with the blazer on top, everyone's gonna be against you. You're bad for that. If you have a nice gamer top, nice high quality,
Yeah.
And there's some kind of color, complementary color or color matching with the blazer. You're golden. You look great.
Okay, what about this one?
Just wear as much MinnMax merch as you
That's
can
not
fit on your
MinnMax.
body. Be like the guy from the Tetris company, just wearing just garish.
Hank Rogers? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, or he has Tetris tattoos that somehow fall over his forehead as he talks. Yeah. This is on the Wall of Heroes, by the way, the supporter slideshow, gaming themed shirts, but it's a Metal Gear shirt. I think it's so cool, so you can check that out. Let's see. B Wood writes in, they say on Bonus Pod, Haley mentioned her love for Rebecca Sugar and Steven Universe music. I actually have re-entered my binge Steven Universe music phase, and I'm really enjoying some music from the movie I never heard. I was wondering, what are Haley's favorite songs from Steven Universe?
I have all the vinyls behind me. I listen to them all the time. I really like Be Wherever You Are. It's from the early season. It's when they're on a deserted island, and he's very cute. I also really like It's Over, Isn't It? Which Dee Dee Magnol Hall as Pearl sings, and she does a really good job. And it's about, like, her partner died but chose someone else before she died. So, like, what's the point in still being sad? Which is a very hard thing to communicate in, like, a children's show and a song. She did a good job. And then what's my other one that I really like? Stronger Than You, Estelle. Like, it's just so crazy they have Estelle in that show. She's the voice of Garnet, but she's, a very popular R&B like singer otherwise in the music industry. And she has this rap where she essentially is just like, I'm in a relationship and you're not, you suck. But like a rap to the antagonist, and it hits really well. And it was a very big reveal at the time when she sang that song. It's kind of like the titular Steven Universe moment from like season 1. So that song hits very well. Yeah.
Did you ever play like the game that was like Paper Mario? I think it was like a mobile game. They might have made a console port at some point, but that's my only experience with it.
By Grumpy
franchise. Cat. Okay, yeah, it seemed good.
I played both of them, and I 100%ed both of them too.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I really like them. I remember I talked to them. They were at the E3 I was at that one year in 2017, and I talked to them, and they seemed cool. But yeah, I think they're no longer available on mobile. Like you can't. They took them down, I think, unfortunately.
Jeez. Yeah. Travis and Fargo writes in and says, "What's the Marvel fatigue of video games?"
Zombies.
Do you think?
Zombie game.
Not zombie Marvel stuff, but yeah, zombie games in
Still,
general.
though?
I think so. I still kind of go with zombies. Not so much with IP making a return. Like when Resident Evil comes back and it's zombies, I'm like, it's Resident Evil, they get a pass. But like if a new game was like, we're launching this new horror experience and it's just zombies, I'm like, boring. I don't want to play that.
No, hang on. Is it I don't want to play that, or that's going to give me endless nightmares? I can't play that because I'm a scared baby when it comes to zombies in particular. Okay.
I don't have a bias that it's my number one night fear.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's boring and repetitive.
It's so boring the way I wake up in cold sweats having nightmares about my sister being eaten over and over again.
Sometimes I watch my sister get her face bit off in front of me, and then I have to wake up and work like it's any other normal day. But I also think it's just a bad trope, and people are lazy, and they need to come up with something new. Vampires are also kind of boring to me.
Everybody knows vampires suck. They're just boring in general. What do you do for dreams? Something as a society. Do we just need to agree that, like, yes, it's weird that I know
I had a
you
really
just...
effed up dream last night. I need the morning.
I think I'm sure that happens all the time in the employment field and people give people breaks, but it feels weird to do. But there needs to be some level of grace for just like, I just watched my sister get her face bit off an hour ago. Like, I cannot handle anything else right now.
I sometimes quietly take the morning to myself and not tell anybody because I'm like, that was crazy. Like, I should be going in like an ambulance with a blanket around me to talk to a therapist, but instead I just have to write an agreement now. That's crazy. Because mine are always so stressful. I always get the one I'm trying to call 911 and my fingers slipping over and over while I hear like my sister getting eaten alive in my peripheral vision, or like I can hear her going like, oh my God. And I'm just like, 9, 1, 2, and I like delete it. And I'm like 9, 1. And that's like literally for what feels like hours. Then I wake up and then my boss is like, I need that by 3. I'm like, that's insane.
So this is your life, is you're just playing Pokopia until 4 in the morning. Then
that's
you drift
why
off
I go
to
to bed
sleep.
so late, because I'm trying to run from the demons. Ben?
Oh, they'll get you eventually, Haley. Oh, they'll get you eventually. It is so twisted. Like, it's like, every once in a while, my wife, God bless her heart, hopefully she can't hear this, no, but she's just like, I had a really bad dream about you last night. Like, I need to be a little bit grumpy today. And it's like, yeah, I guess that seems fair. But it is so weird just to be like, if I have a weird spouse dream, like, I need to process, like, of course it's not on them. I'm not even going to tell them about it because it's so unfair to be like, you were a dick last night. It's like, you can't do that to somebody.
I love, like, Michael and I hash out our dreams if we're each in them and we, like, explain what happened and we'll just laugh about it. Oh. It's so fun.
Damn it, that sounds healthy.
Be like,
nice.
You cheated on me like 8 times last night. Like, whoa, really? Just explaining what happened. Yeah, right in front of me. We were at a resort. And you were just walking around cheating on me.
Oh, that's funny. I'm glad you're having wild sex. I was watching my sister getting eaten alive.
Then I went back to the hotel room and my family was dead on the bed.
That's really cool.
And then I had to get up and go to work.
Alex the Snood writes in, they say, on Bonus Pod, Haley brought up the potential value of going viral, and she cited Brittany Broski.
That makes me
as an
sound
example.
so annoying.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you really are a maniac. They say, as another example, I ask you, what will be MinnMax's Haktua moment? Great question, Alex. I'm glad you put it in such sensitive ways.
Thank you for putting it in terms I can understand.
Right. I still haven't seen that clip, by the way, but I think I understand the context.
I think we've talked about this before, but I think of everyone, Jeffem has the most viral potentiality. I could see a Jeffem clip.
For like
viral.
saying something offensive?
Well, it's not offensive, fun.
Why is your first thought that it'd be bad? I think you would say something funny or have a very good gifable reaction to something that everyone would love.
You just did it. You didn't realize you sitting up like that? That's a gif, baby.
There you go.
Uncomfortable
Every
shuffle.
now and then I'll search for a GIF on my phone to send to my family's Wordle group.
Yeah.
And then sometimes my own stupid face will show up.
That's awesome,
Because
though.
the community has put so many MinnMax GIFs in there.
What are you searching for?
I love that.
Idiot makes a stupid face. They're all Jeffem. They all show up. I don't know why Bob Buell tagged them all that way, but Jesus.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I mentioned it before, but like, somebody from college reached out to me like, why are you in this GIF that just appeared on my phone? I'm like, it's a long story. I can't explain it. The one
Do
GIF
you feel a bit famous?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It
feels so good. It feels so good. Fame is awesome, and everybody should strive for it, and it'll bring nothing but happiness, I promise. But like, there's one GIF of me that's like in the Discord that always makes me laugh, where it's me going like, and I say something about like, you use the wrong end or something, and I don't remember what the context is for that, but it makes me laugh so much because like, there's no context where it could possibly make sense to say that line.
The one I use a lot is, MinnMax, you're getting crazy in that Discord.
Right, right.
That's the one I use of you a lot.
Oh, thank you. That'll live long after I do. The bummer, if you want a hard pivot, record scratch, the bummer is I think we've had it, and it's not really a MinnMax thing, but the fact that like we're the ones that put that clip out there of the ICE agent saying, raise your voice, I'll erase your voice.
Went all the way to Washington.
The fact that was like read aloud in the halls of Congress to, Lions.
And made such a
DHS.
huge difference.
I mean, the fact that has been seen, I mean, it was like over 11 million views on Twitter, apparently, from somebody else posting it, and then like 10 million views just on our Instagram and TikTok. Like, that's got to be the number one technically MinnMax thing.
Do you think we got Kristi Noem fired? Did we contribute to that? Can we at least claim it?
Here's the thing. It didn't hurt. It certainly didn't hurt having people see a little more of what's happening here. Lightly contributed. Dayton Rose, they say, for the Max Spoilers crew, I was a linguist when Arrival came out. Recently did Max Spoilers about Project Hail Mary, which is what this is referencing, with special guest Patrick Willems. Very exciting. I watch his YouTube videos all the time when I'm biking on my exercise bike. But they say, I was a linguist when Arrival came out, and I had many discussions about its accuracy, namely that its formulation of the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis that language structures thought is largely discredited. Still, I love the film and thought its inaccuracies worked really well for the story it was telling. How distracting do you find it when the media gets things wrong that you know? I feel like sci-fi and fantasy have become obsessed with rules over themes. But yeah, when the media gets something wrong, how much does it bug you?
A lot. Now that I know so much about IP, everything gets IP wrong. It's so funny. Like when I was playing, what's the lesbian game? The Married Lesbians It Takes Two sequel?
Oh, Split Fiction.
Split Fiction.
Parentheses, lesbians go to town on each other.
Lesbians in love.
Yeah.
when I was playing that, like they're like, he's gonna steal our games. He's gonna steal our ideas. I'm like, they're yours. What are you talking? It just like nothing made sense, and it just like pissed me off. And every time they talked and be like, he's gonna own our ideas if he sees this one. I'm like, they're your copyright. You all, what are you talking? Like that just it just shatters everything about the antagonist that had no teeth anymore. And I was like, no, he won't. Anyways, I'll just play this because it's fun. Like it had no threat anymore.
Yeah. Jeff, me going?
No, I mean, the linguist has a problem with the Whorf theory being wrong, and I'm like, hey, that guy said a thing about a video game, but he was wrong because it was on the PlayStation, not the Nintendo.
Yeah. Yep. That happens all the time.
Idiot.
Got him.
Come on, man.
It bothers me a little though.
I was just thinking.
It always does make me want to be. It makes me wish I had a magic phone that I could just dial up any conversation that's going on, even if it was pre-recorded, and be like, actually, you're wrong about that.
It would be nice. I remember like the one that was always brought up on a specific radio show, which will not be named. But it's in the first Ghost Rider movie where he's like jumping the motorcycle and he's jumping a football field, and they say, he's going 100 yards. He's going from field goal to field goal. It's like, and the point that was brought up on this certain radio show was the deal of like, first of all, it's called a goalpost. Second of all, like it's not 100 yards. It's over 100 yards because it's not that the goalpost is at the end zone line. So it's just like that. They have like, no one catches field goal to field goal. It's such a weird note. And then every time anybody talks about video games. Fancygram says, East Coast question for Haley. This is so specific. I really enjoy the band The East Pointers from PEI. What is PEI?
Prince Edward Island, one of our provinces. I know
go.
all your stupid 50 states. Learn our provinces.
Well, you shouldn't have so many of them.
We have way less than you have.
I can't
With
be bothered
more
to count.
land.
Okay, here we go. I just saw them in Regina recently, and I thought they were
It's
great.
Regina. You were correct.
Is it really?
Yes.
I thought it was Regina. I thought I was being a stickler.
No, it's Regina.
All right. Can we focus, Jeff, about this question? They say, I like Canadian East Coast folk music a lot, but I've never actually been there. As someone who lives on the East Coast, what are your thoughts on folk music? Is it too much or is it a point of pride? Is that the thing? Is like East Coast of Canada is like folk music central?
Yeah, no, we have great folk music. No, it's really fun. There's like whole bars where they just kind of play live music that's folky to the point that like if you're craving that kind of night, you can like have that kind of night in Halifax, which is fun. Like whenever Dal's our biggest university, and there's a bar called the Lower Deck, and they essentially have 3 floors, and one of the floors is always just a live folk music band playing nonstop. And all the kids who are coming from Toronto and stuff are like, we gotta go to Lower Deck to get the culture. Ho! And then the line for Lower Deck is 15 times longer for all of September, just because all the students want to go there and like get the vibe. And then as soon as they're over it, like the regulars can go back because they just want to go there and drink and like hear the music. No, it's fun. It's like it's very sea shanty vibes. There's quite a few that like will come on and everyone knows every word to it and everyone sings along sort of vibe. Like if you guys were to come to Halifax, I definitely would take you to one of those places just for the vibes, because everything's made of wood and everything's kind of like, it's kind of dive bar aesthetic, but you're right on the water. Like if you look out the window, all you see is the ocean and stuff like that. And then they just play fiddles and everyone's yelling like, yeah, buddy, get it right. Like, that's just like, the vibe's very good.
And the accents will stand out to me. Like this is gonna be
No, they talk like me, but like there's maybe somebody from rural Nova Scotia might come in and be like, let's go, buddy. Let's go, boys, or whatever, however you think we talk.
Well, I want to hear how you actually talk. I don't want to hear how you think you talk.
However you think I sound.
Hey, Kelsey Loon, if you're listening to this, mute the podcast. Turn it off.
Mute Kelsey.
Please.
Oh my God, what's he going to say? You know she's not.
She might be.
She just turned it up.
Oh, no. Jeremy Banks says, hey, MinnMax, baseball's back this week. Since Kelsey isn't here, can this week's crew name one active MLB player?
Babe Ruth.
The fourth.
There's got to be someone named John Stamos.
John
Not
Stamos.
Not Stamos, Samos.
Oh yeah, Samos.
Different John.
A-Rod, is he still playing?
I don't.
A-Rod?
Oh! I'm promising I'm looking at Backstage Pass. Isn't there like Bhutani? Is that right?
I was gonna try and think of a Japanese name, but I don't know. Even that would probably be like from the 90s. Joe Mauer, I assume, has retired.
Oh, there's probably some Joe ones.
Joe Mauer's dust. Kirby Puckett, how's he doing? Nothing's gone wrong over there?
Kent Herbeck.
I don't know.
Otani, someone's saying in the.
Oh,
in the
Wayland Otani. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Kelsey. Please forgive us for our sins. Bob Buell writes in, and they say, what's the logic behind tail whip in Pokemon? By the way, that's on us. Baseball isn't dumb. We're dumb. I want to make that really clear. That's why we got low GPS.
Yeah, that was our bad. Yeah.
Our bad. Bob Buell writes in, they say, what's the logic behind tail whip in Pokemon? Why does it lower defense? I understand growl, lowering attack. Okay, that would intimidate you. I understand leer, lowering defense, as like keeping eye contact. But why would whipping your tail lower their defense?
Because in the anime, when he says Pikachu tail whip, he like whips his tail at them. It's more of an offensive attack. So maybe it's more of that logic.
But how does that?
It's because the opponent is looking at your butt after you do it.
Oh.
And so they're not paying attention.
So they're like letting their guard up down, I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're too focused on
they're
butts?
just like, they're thinking of ass instead of the fight.
God, yeah, if Pokemon could talk, I just want to know how many of them are just thinking about ass.
Well, there's attraction is a thing. If the opposite sex Pokemon, then they don't fight you because they're horny for you now.
Right. This podcast is going off the rails. Victor Pham writes in. Jeff disappeared for a second. Victor Pham, did you hang up?
I was thinking about Pokemon.
Oh, I see.
Sorry.
What's a business expense, asks Victor, that would be denied by Ben Hansen?
I want to know this because you approve everything I throw at you.
I thought you had a good story
Hansen,
of a time when you said no.
Haley, this is my story that no one else knows. Hansen gave me an extra $1,000 last month because when I wrote out my total, I itemized everything so that he knows what it is. But then I missed a zero like in my thing, and so it was like debatable what it would be, and he just put it in. He just assumed it was $1,000 more.
I assumed the zeros in the spot that gave him, like, to err on the side of giving him too much or too little. I'm like, I don't know, there's a typo in here. I don't want to bug him because I'm doing this over the weekend or something. So I'll just err up.
It's a $1,000 difference. You could have just sent me a DM and been like, hey.
$900
should be
difference.
in the board of directors of Epic Games. Yeah. And no, those people would not have lost their jobs.
They'd be doing fine.
Yeah, Epic would be 6 feet underground. That's nice. I was surely there have been examples of being like, I don't think so. But like the thing about
I don't have one. You say I have all my Bandoonies for my Metal
I think
Gear.
Janet once asked if she could expense like V-Bucks in Fortnite. And you were like, that was earlier days too.
That's your
I
line.
feel like now,
because maybe that was just like
whatever.
we want to like rip some packs or something. I was like, I don't know, if it's not like specifically for a video, like that feels wasteful. And I don't want everyone to think that their Patreon money is being wasted on dumb stuff. But maybe this is because it's my first business I've ever run. But like monthly expenses are a big deal. But like we have room in the budget every month for like one-off. So someone's like, hey, I need a new graphics card so I can play games better, so I can talk about it on the podcast. It's like, well, that's it. Yeah, of course. Like
you can deduct that on your taxes.
Yeah, it's like that's a no-brainer. Or like, hey, I want to buy a Big Boss costume for $40 so the stream's better. It's like absolutely. Why? Yes, not even a factor. With that Huel money coming in from these ads, good Lord, it's paying for all of your wildest dreams. So it's like just like those one-offs. Or it's like, yeah, absolutely. If it makes something better, like yes, of course.
It is a nice thing, and also like anytime that we don't get code for something, you're like, just expense it so that we can play it and then talk about it. And that is a nice thing to not have to stress about. Or think about. So
yeah.
Good for you, Ben.
Well, this is not
appreciate
going the way I thought. I thought someone was going to have some good memories of when things were roundly rejected.
You've never said no to me.
Okay.
To this day.
I think like people are surprised sometimes too by like Like, oh, like go ahead and expense a meal. Like if people are going to be in town, in the same town together, like, yeah, that's like anything that wouldn't happen if it wasn't for MinnMax, you should expense is the way I see it.
Great.
You know what I mean? Right? If it was like, I wouldn't be getting dinner with this person if I was in town with them, if it wasn't for MinnMax. It's like, okay, well then that makes sense, right? I think is the logic. Let's see. What do y'all like for a question of the week here? I like the married one personally. Playable married characters.
I like the viral moment one.
Viral moment, that's good. Jeff, what you like?
The horny Pokemon is hard to top.
Okay.
Tail whip.
Let's move on. Baseball, obviously, a home run of a
Baseball
question.
was a call out. I liked your Mario story with the news.
Yeah,
news
with the
story
free
that came
question?
from that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Is that the one that made the
That
better
one.
show
I
better?
like the idea of you dressed up like
Like a freaking clown?
Jeff had the correct answer. Wear a MinnMax shirt, which is so
So
obvious.
smart. Okay, here's my question. So like the blazer, I have like a suit top. That's just a blazer, right?
Your blue blazer.
Yeah, that's right, the blue blazer.
Your wedding blazer. We all know
That's
it.
right. That's why I chose her in Dispatch, because I was so into it. Wasn't her name Blue Blazer? Am I remembering that?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you got it.
Do I wear my suit pants or do I wear like khakis with that?
No. You don't need to wear a suit.
So I wear khakis with that suit top?
Or like jeans, yeah.
Jeans.
cut off jean shorts.
Okay. All
Wear
right.
some cutoffs.
Okay, smart. And then I can show off
But
my...
make sure that they're going to try to get your legs out of the shot. Make sure you put your leg up on your lap so
Okay.
your hairy
Yeah.
legs are in the shot.
So it's just like this and they can show off my
Perfect.
Mario tattoo the entire time?
Yeah.
High enough that you get the bottom ass cleavage.
Okay, yeah, can do. Look
That's
forward
really
to
important.
it.
That's really important.
WCCO, everybody. All right, now it's time for something that we love to call Get a Load of This.
So that one won.
Yes. So I'm sorry. Congratulations, then, of course, to the one and only Josh Lamb. Way to go. Hey, get a load of this. I know we've kissed the ass of libraries a lot on this podcast. Do you all know about Canopy? Have we talked about this and I just haven't clocked it in my brain before? But I was looking for a movie to stream recently and it's like, oh, it's available on Canopy if you have library tickets. I was like, what is this? But there's an app called Canopy and every month you get like 15 tickets that you can spend if you put your library card info in on just like streaming movies and TV shows for free. And it's like, this seems like a wild thing. And they have a ton of like great documentaries on there and stuff. So, all right, chat's lighting up. Apparently Canopy is great. So check out Canopy with a K
Nice.
for free streaming options for y'all.
I just watched a YouTube video on that. So
Really?
our algorithms must be intertwined.
That's right. It's the new menstrual
That's
cycle.
the deepest level of it's the deepest level of friendship for men. Your cycles are syncing up.
Get a load of this. Jenny Nicholson has a new video out. It's been like 18 months. She's the one who did the 4-hour review of Star Wars Hotel, which was incredible.
That's awesome.
This one is an hour and 40 minutes on a movie. It's called My Favorite Twilight Knockoff. It's a movie called Incubus. I'm assuming it's longer than the actual movie itself. But one of the top comments was, "Oh, she's back, and her new video's 1 hour and 40 minutes, and I'm glad that she's experimenting with short form content."
Good.
That's just true, but it's very good. Go watch it.
Get a load of this. Lost in Cult keeps getting my money, but they have a Resident Evil book coming out that got announced today. It's called Itchy Tasty, which is such a good name for a book. And it looks like they have two versions. My partner pre-ordered it, and I was about to go pre-order it, and I was looking on my social media, and Blake, friend of the show, who I believe edited for this, said, "Oh, I worked on this," and then my partner responded to his post and said, "Nice, pre-ordered." So I was like, "Okay, good." So I don't have to. We almost ordered two of them,
Yeah.
but I happened to notice that. But it looks really cool.
Yeah, Alex Aniel wrote it, who has been on the MinnMax show before.
Oh, cool.
And he's the one who translated our interview with Kamiya last year for the Rapid
Oh,
Fire.
nice.
Yeah, so friend of the show,
Wow,
for
small
sure.
world.
Check it out. From the Get a Load of This Discord, where everybody submits fun things all day, every day. It's the greatest, cleanest news feed in the world. I love it. RTTN shared this, saying, hey, someone found and digitized a previously lost episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Did you see this, Jeffem? That somebody found it
I did.
apparently at a garage sale, that there was this like infamous or famous lost episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's like, oh, now we have it digitized, and Lost Media has surfaced. Now it's Fox Hunt's turn. First MSD 3K, and now Fox Hunt, everybody.
You'll get to play it, Ben, I promise. Even if I have to play with you, I'll play with you.
So God is my witness, even if I have to play with you.
But then we still need 2 more people.
Yeah, well, but we need 12 to fill up the entire lobby, I think.
Oh my God. I don't know if we can do it.
We can do it. Haley, you got something to plug?
Yeah, I just recently updated. My firm has a publishing agreement market report, and I spent a month updating all the data with 2025 and 2026 publishing agreement games. It's at indiegamepublishing.com, and it's essentially an anonymized data report with all the agreements my firm has ever reviewed, publishing agreements in the game space, with averages. For example, the average rev share for an agreement with an advance is 57.9% for the developer. And it's a free tool that helps developers have better negotiations with their publishers because they have more empirical data to point at for averages and stuff. So if a publisher is trying to tell you some BS, you can say, that's not true, look at this. And it'll also help publishers be more market and industry standard as well, is what we're hoping. So that just got updated last week and a half a bit ago. So all the data is nice and fresh.
Sweet.
Do publishers get angry at you guys for doing that?
Yeah, I have a couple of publishers.
Crappy ones?
Yeah, I have quite a few crappy ones who hate me. Because I'm just like, no, your agreement's really bad, and then they get mad. Yeah.
Sweet.
What can you do?
Check it out. Link in the description for all that stuff. Hale, if you want to send that my way to remind me. Also, I enjoyed the talk you gave recently. Where was it at again?
Thank you. That was for the Okanagan Game Developers Association in British Columbia. They had me. I did a talk virtually, and then they were nice enough to let the link be public because it was like a event just specifically for their game devs. But yeah, they let the link be public, so it's publicly available. I can send you that link too if you want, Ben.
Check it in the description. Yeah, if you want to see Haley at her finest, wowing people around the world. And then the description, there's a ton of other free stuff because it's free week, baby. So we got a bonus pod, which is normally our Patreon exclusive podcast. There's a link if you want to check out the video version of that and get a taste of what it's like for that show that Haley hosts each and every week. I know we mention it a lot on this episode or on this podcast overall, but it is quite fun. This week, Haley and I, we talk about MinnMax spotlights, the future of those, where we're going, including Spain. Leave us a comment. Mm-hmm. Spaniards, please reach out. It's kind of like a mini business blast talking about the future of MinnMax, all that stuff. Also, Haley gives some great lessons on drag culture, which is very informative and fun. So
and bears. We learned that Ben hates bears.
Yeah, tune in to learn why. Also, Trivia Tower. Reminder, that's coming out. The next episode is happening March 31st. So if you support us on Patreon at any tier, even that $2 tier, you can compete in video game trivia. The way it works, you support us on Patreon. You go to patreon.com/MinnMax jump in at even the $2 tier, and then you'll get access to the Discord. And the Discord is where the entire competition happens for Trivia Tower. But we have a ton of great game codes to give away, and I'm going to be joined with a co-host, Brittany Brombacher, from What's Good Games, formerly What's Good Games now. But cool. I've always been a big fan of hers, and I've never really podcasted with her, but she's so funny, and I can't wait to laugh it up during Trivia Tower. So compete in game trivia, win some good game codes, tune in there, support us. And reminder, if you support us at even that $2 tier, we'll DM you a Steam code for Perfect Tides Station to Station on Steam. I'll personally DM you. So compete in Trivia Tower, get one of the best games of 2026 so far with Perfect Tides by supporting us on Patreon, supporting this entire independent operation. If you think we're worth $2, this is a great time to jump in. We'd greatly appreciate it.
It's like a chocolate bar.
That's right. One chocolate bar. All right. That's it for this episode of the MinnMax Show. We'll see you next week for a whole exciting new episode. Until then, be good, have fun. Let's go.